We are Brookshire Brothers. We selling groceries and growing communities. Selling groceries and growing communities. Giving back is how we celebrate. Giving back your family is how we celebrate. Your town, your family, your town, your future. Come celebrate with us. Brookshire Brothers.
Welcome, everybody. This is Canyon Lake Broadcasting. We welcome everyone across the Fruiter Plains and around the globe. This is the voice of the Hawks. Canyon Lake Broadcasting coming to you live here from Beeville, Texas, as the Hawks travel south to take on the Trojans. We're glad to be here, everybody, and we welcome everybody to another Friday Night Lights as the Hawks are 1-1. Come in to take on the Trojans at 1-1. Darren the Surgeon producing the show for Canyon Lake Broadcasting, along with LJ Anderson, her color commentation and basic football know-it-all, as well as Darren. I'm Corey Martell, your play-by-play host, and we welcome everybody here tonight. It's going to be a great night. We are underneath the stars, as it were, as God's grace is here to be outdoors broadcasting, not in the press box. We're having to abide by some COVID-19 rules. So, hey, we're across the street as it goes, but we're glad to be here and out in the open. And Darren's doing his bang-up job, as usual, putting on the show.
Well, we're trying to get it on there. You know, we got some new gear that will be coming, but you're going to have to work with us tonight, and hopefully it'll be a good enough show that you'll enjoy the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got about a lot going on at Canyon Lake Broadcasting. New gear coming for next week as we'll go to Jordanton and have that game. On my left here in his Ray-Ban sunglasses and looking good, and I think LJ Anderson was fully masked up.
I was fully masked up. I feel like the pirate looking out from our deer blind here to watch a football game. This is kind of groovy.
Yeah, it is. Here we go. Well, welcome everybody again. We're here tonight. Two slot T offenses will go head-to-head tonight as the Trojans run the slot T. As everybody knows who's a Hawk fan, so does the Hawks. So it'll be a ground and pound, nothing fancy tonight coming from the Trojan side of the field. And Canyon Lake will get into their grooves, and they'll do what they want to do as far as their offensive prowess goes. It'll be a great night tonight here under the stars. We've got a breeze about 5 miles an hour as they line up to play the national anthem.
And we're going to bring that to you live as soon as the band gets ready to go.
The band that's on our side of the field.
They are?
Correct.
They are. It's a lot of social distancing going on tonight. Don's a full 30 feet away from you down on the left.
That's just for safety measures.
Well, anyway, while they're working on the national anthem, like I said, it's a 5 mile an hour breeze. It's really light out here tonight. It's going to be a great night for football. A little colder up the Panhandle, but down here on the coast, it's a little bit humid. But, hey, it's short weather down here, and it is a great night to be outside broadcasting.
Well, we took probably 10 to 15 degrees off this temperature, and so tonight it makes it, while it's a little balmy, it's certainly much more comfortable than it would have been otherwise.
Yes, humid like the jungles of the Amazon early last week.
I thought Amazon just brought me a package.
They can do that too.
I don't know. The jungles of the Amazon. Have you been to the jungles?
I've actually, as a matter of fact, I have. I've flown over a lot of Brazil in my ute.
In your ute?
Yeah. And,
Corey is a world traveler.
I am.
Yes.
Compliments of the U.S. Air Force.
Yes.
I had a little world in my office for a little while.
Slept in a hammock for 3.5 years. Well, we won't talk about that.
I did stay at a Holiday Inn last night.
Well, hopefully that'll let you fare well as the game wears on.
Yeah, I'm going to need all that knowledge. I think Corey called me a know-it-all a while ago.
He's a basic football knowledge know-it-all. But I was saying a Holiday Inn tonight if I didn't have to drive so far back, or I just stay at the coast. As Beeville is about 2.5 hour drive from Canyon Lake, but we have about 100 people in the stands, so we've traveled well tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and here comes
your AC Jones High School varsity cheerleaders.
Well, we're going to go talk about their cheerleaders.
Okay.
I don't necessarily need to talk about their cheerleaders. They're out on the field. They're wearing orange and white. And
Yeah, the band is not yet ready to play.
no, they got all cattywampus over there. So we're going to continue on with our broadcast here because we don't have it. They didn't get the memo to us.
No,
They did not.
No, they did not.
And there goes the cheerleaders. They got the band. It's the full regalia of high school out here. So we appreciate everybody being here. We want to thank Comal ISD as on Canyon Lake High School faculty and staff for having us out here tonight and supporting us all through our 5th year. And we've reached over 55,000 people easily over the last 5 years. It's been Darren and I, and LJ came on last year, and we've collected a pretty good audience. We've had some great games this year. Canyon Lake went into Wimberley. Game 1, ranked 10 in the state, Wimberley was. We came up about a half yard short in the last 8 seconds. We lost 22-24. The next weekend we went to LaGrange, or LaGrange came to us in our home opener, and Canyon Lake put on a clinic 61-23, and I'll tell you what, that was a good home opening game, LJ.
It was an exceptional game, and for a lot of reasons, but none the least of which is the number of players that came in and made a difference.
Absolutely.
With 500 yards on the ground, we got that out of 5 different running backs, 3 of which went over 100 yards, and a quarterback that showed his prowess with completing 4 for 6 and over 120 yards. So we really saw good play out of our offense. We also saw a lot of stoppages out of our defense, and people really showing up on the defensive line.
It was a good defensive night for Canyon Lake, and they stood tall in the saddle and really put on a show for stopping a really good LaGrange team. And we'll talk about LaGrange and who they're playing tonight and some similarities that are going to be between tonight's game across the district, and we'll get to that a little bit later. Well, Darren, I appreciate you getting everything together. I hope everybody's having a good time out. The watch party's going on at Canyon Lake Youth Football out there on the fields. Is it not?
It is third night, third trip for the watch party, and we're hoping that we have a really good turnout given how far we had to travel. I'm hoping everybody just drove the short distance down to the dam and is out on their lawn chairs and enjoying the watch party, the big screen, some fantastic concessions, and a few drawings and some giveaways and some prizes.
Giveaways and prizes.
I think it'll be about 5 to 10 degrees cooler up there than it is here, so that'll be having a really nice night.
Yeah.
I hope they enjoy it. We're going to bring you the game as best we can with the equipment that we got. We are planning on doing due to some generous donors, we're going to upgrade some of our camera work and camera capabilities, and hopefully by next game we'll be able to give you a little better zoom and a little bit more of the game in a way that you're accustomed to.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate our sponsors out there making it happen, and some generous donors out there as well. And we'll talk a little bit about that later on, maybe at halftime. But we're going to go to a break here and pay some bills with our sponsors, the gracious ones who are making this all happen. And kickoff will be here in about 20 minutes. I want to thank everybody for listening out there. This is Canyon Lake Broadcasting, voice of the Hawks.
We are Brookshire Brothers. We are selling groceries and growing communities. Since 1920. Giving back is how we celebrate. Giving back. Your family, your town, your family, your future, your town, your future. Come celebrate with us. Brookshire Brothers with us. Brookshire
WallSawyerSeptics.com, installing systems that last a lifetime.
No matter how large or small, how simple or complex your project may be, call on PaulSawyerSeptics.com. They'll meet all of your on-site sewage system needs. Give them a ring at 830-935-4936. Again, that's 830-935-4936. PaulSawyerSeptics.com. Installing systems that last a lifetime.
Whether you're needing assistance with your mortgage to buy your home, buy a vacation home or rental property, refinance or take the equity out of your home to pay off high-interest credit card debt or other financial needs, call Mike Horner at Gold Financial Services, your local mortgage lender. Whether you have great credit or have had an issue or life situations that have affected your credit, he is there for you. Call him today at 210-240-6196. Mike Horner at Gold Financial Services, NMLS, number 234487, Equal Opportunity Lender. Gold Financial Services is a division of AMCAP Mortgages LTD, NMLS number 129122.
And welcome back, everybody. This is Canyon Lake Broadcasting coming to you live out on the veranda here in Beeville. Welcome to everyone. We are glad to have tonight's game broadcasted on YouTube. We appreciate all the followers out there. It's good to see everybody on a nice evening. We got the sun setting over on the west side of the field, and it's great to be out here in the open to broadcast the game. Well, Belleville and Canyon Lake offenses run the similar offense, slot T offense, and they'll have the ground and pound going on one end, and so will Canyon Lake. But let's go over to LJ. He's got the news in the 411 on the Belleville offense, and we'll refer to them as the Trojans.
Well, yeah, Beeville.
We'll refer to them as the Beeville.
Yeah, we'll talk about them as Beeville.
Beeville. So, we can do that, too. It doesn't cost anything.
That's right.
That's nice.
Beeville's coming off their best season ever in their history. 11-1 last year under the guide of Coach Chris Souza, and we'll get to that in a second. They're area finalists. They are no stranger to winning. They have a lot of speed. They have a lot of size. They only have 4 returning starters on offense. They've got 5 returning on defense, but they have a significant amount of athletes. You'll see a lot of these kids play both ways.
Number 2, their running back, Spicer. Talk a little bit about him.
So Spicer is their leading receiver. Spicer is their leading rusher. Spicer, I think, is also leading the team in assists to Water and just about every other category you can name. You're going to see him out of the backfield. He's their halfback. You'll see him in motion a lot. In the slot T, they'll run the formation A right. They'll come at you with a 3-2-8, which is going to be basically a motion. And
that's
then
not the
jet.
Combination to anything, right?
No, it was my locker combo in high school, but that's
very nice.
We're not talking about that.
Okay.
They'll also run a spread, though. They like to confuse you. As a matter of fact, Chris Souza is quoted in the Caller Times this year saying, it's hard to prepare for the Beeville Trojans because you got to prepare for 2 offenses. So 3rd and long, 2nd and long. Sometimes they'll surprise you in the spread. They're going to try to take you off balance, but they're really slot T offense. They run 65% run, about 35% pass. When they run pass, they like the bubble screen, and then they'll send all the horses to the barn. They just run 4 go routes.
Last 2 games, they've passed 15 times. Is that a magic number? They'd like to be above that or below that?
It really it is a number that is in his game plan. It's a published game plan.
Okay.
He said, I'll run the ball most of the time, but I plan to pass 15 to 20 times. Most of the time, we try to keep it around 15. So far, Chris Souza's held true to his word.
He's right on spot.
If we're going to talk about Beeville, we got to talk about Souza, and then it ties back to Alice. This is not a made-up story, nor is it Days of Our Lives.
It's not Game of Thrones.
It is not, but I'm telling
close.
you, it is intertwined. There's more connections. So, Coach Souza grew up with his brother Robert Souza in Alice, Texas. Both of them inducted to the Hall of Honor in Alice. Robert Souza, our own Robert Souza.
Our Robert Souza.
Our Robert Souza. Coach Souza is the leading rusher for Alice. Chris, his older brother, ran the offense for 3 years at Alice and got him up to an area playoff, running a wing tee, so familiar with this offense from the get-go. Now it gets better. So,
there's more.
Oh, there's more. It's like a Ginzu commercial at 12 o'clock.
I want a free knife.
I might get you one. So you got to note that our own Victor Escamilla is also from Alice. Kim Moses went to school in Alice, who's married to Coach Moses, who coached at Beeville. But wait, there's more.
Wait a minute.
That's right. That's right.
Our
Our own number 44 fullback, Mr. Souza, has an uncle that's the head coach of the football team, but one of the stipulations for Coach Souza to come back to Beeville, and I said back to Beeville, he had a stint from 2004 to 2007. He came back to Beeville. His stipulation was that his son and daughter also became coaches at Beeville.
Wow.
So if you
if
you are the young Mr. Souza, you have a father coaching your football team, an uncle coaching the other football team, as well as a cousin and an aunt also on the sidelines with the football team.
That is clear as mud.
It is clear as mud. So there's the days of
are
our
the
lives.
days of our lives.
That's
like
right.
sands to the hourglass.
The connection between Alice, Beeville, and Canyon Lake is thicker than you think.
Where's that Tylenol?
That's
at?
quite the family affair, and there's no doubt
It is
about
quite the family
Did
affair.
you bring
But
any Advil?
yeah, so getting back to Beeville, Beeville is actually an exceptional football team, and they're going to do a lot of things that we have seen similar. They differ a little bit in defense. They're going to run a 4-2-5, so basically they stay in a nickel.
More numbers.
They have more numbers. They're going to have a 60 front, though. Against us, they're going to do the same thing that we're going to do against them. They're going to pull the corners in. They're going to stack the line, and it's going to look like a 10-1. They're putting everybody in the box, Corey.
And that's the area just in front of the center on the defensive side.
That's exactly right.
Got it.
That's
Okay.
exactly right. So, on defense, look for Bryce Foster, look for Jamie Doboski, and Dylan Farias, all exceptional football players.
Mm-hmm.
You'll hear Bryce Foster's name the most.
You will.
He's got 21 tackles, and that's double what anybody else is.
He is all
close
over
to
the
him.
field
He
like
is all over the field.
Tasmanian devil.
One thing to note about Beeville, though, is they play a lot of kids both way, and fatigue has set in. We've seen it on film. They will have a tendency to get tired. Jalen Spicer, who you mentioned, is going to be their go-to guy on offense, also plays defensive tackle on defense, and sometimes you'll see him line up as a defensive back.
Spicer has a lot of roles on the team, but does he drop kick?
I've never seen the drop kick.
I just wondering. I mean, that's about the only thing he hadn't done.
Right.
Is that 2 points or 3 points? What's a drop kick? 3 points, right?
It's 3 if
It's
you make
three.
it. It's 3 if you make it.
Flutie did it.
Yeah, Flutie did it. But, yeah.
Got parts hanging off of me and everything.
So, some things to look for. Beeville is not exceptional at tackling, so we got some opportunities. As tough as Horners run, that's an area where we can capitalize on. Quarterback is a little quick with his decisions, so that sometimes can cause him to make a few mistakes, underthrow, overthrows, not seeing the field. They don't press when they're on defense, and so we have ability to get open on our wideouts when we go to a spread and fatigue.
What a great report. I am fatigued.
I'm tired, too.
You're thorough. You are thorough.
I try to be thorough. That Alice Beeville story kept me up late last night.
Yeah, you're fired. Well, hey, if you caught all that, that's a good report from L.J. Anderson. I told you he has a little bit of football knowledge. We give him the responsibilities of going out and finding the little things on the opposing team. Well, we're going to take a quick break here real quick in just a second. We got a few bills to pay. We're going to kick off here in about 10 minutes. We'll come back. I'll give you just a little bit on the Canyon Lake High School offensive prowess, which they did last week against LaGrange, 61-23, and to see if they can't repeat that tonight here in Beeville. We'll be right back after these messages.
This is Faith with Elite Water Rentals. Summer may be winding down, but one thing's for sure. It's still hot in Texas. So come rent a pontoon or jet ski from us. We're open 7 days a week, and your safety and satisfaction is our top priority. Beat the summer heat. Call 210-347-3436 to reserve your time. That's 210-347-3436, or visit us on Facebook, Elite Water Rentals. Go Hawks!
Hey, Hawk fans! Did you know that not only is Hawk Country a fantastic place to live, but Comal County and surrounding areas are amongst the fastest growing areas in the entire country? If you or someone you know is considering buying or selling any type of real estate, call your Hawk Strong Realtor, Steve Crisp. Steve has lived here for over 20 years and is very knowledgeable about the current real estate market here in Hawk Country. Steve is a realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Don Johnson Company, located right here in Canyon Lake, home of the Mighty Hawks. Whether you're interested in selling or buying, let Steve go to work for you, furnishing all the information needed to make an educated real estate transaction. Due to the strong real estate market, our property here in Hawk Country has and continues to appreciate in value. If you own real estate and would like a no-obligation market analysis on the current value of your property, give Steve a call at 830-832-0257. That's 830-832-0257. Go Hawks!
Hi there, Hawk fans. This is David and Melissa Salcedo coming to you from Mima's Tacos. It's our favorite time of the year again, and here at Meemaw's we love supporting our Hawk athletics. Whether cheering them on the field or court, or feeding their muscles at the shop, we're open 7 days a week, serving breakfast and lunch. Whether you're looking for a simple taco like a bean and cheese, or a crazy fat taco with everything on it, we've got it.
We also serve lunch plates ranging from crispy tacos and enchiladas to flautas and nachos. Not to mention our ever so popular Frito Bandito and our big burrito, the Swamp Chicken. David and I would like to thank the Canyon Lake community for your continued support of our business, and we are proud to be celebrating our 3-year anniversary on September 4th. Thanks, Canyon Lake.
So come early, be loud, and stay late, Hawk fans. The Slot T Mafia is hunting for dinner.
And be sure to listen for Martelli to give away Mima's Tacos gift cards throughout the broadcast.
Go Hawks!
And welcome back, everybody. Across the Food Plains, this is Canyon Lake Broadcasting. The voice for the Hawks coming to you from Beeville, Texas. And L.J. Anderson and Darren LaSurgeon consist of the voice of the Hawks. And at halftime, we'll have Don Holmes. He's the owner of the Hilltop newspaper at halftime, giving us some stats and facts and little trivia things that Don gives us during halftime. That's hilltopnewspaper.com. You want to read the stories after tonight's game over there. He usually had them posted up about 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning. And that's hilltopnewspaper.com. Well, let's talk about a little bit about Canyon Lake football as the Trojans come on the field. Canyon Lake last week played LaGrange, and they racked up 652 total yards, 26 first downs, 525 yards on the ground on 46 carries. A lot of that was spread all over the place last week, and LJ touched on it just a little bit. Viatric, Horner, Rivali, even McMullen got in for a 74-yard run. So here comes the Canyon Lake team onto the field as they're walking on, and they're going to be running the slot T offense as well. What coach has done is let McMullen run, right? He's let him run a little bit and stretch those legs out. We're probably going to see a little bit more of him tonight, as well as I would think the shotgun or the spread offense.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of McMullen on his feet, and what we found is it kind of spreads that defense out. It keeps them honest, and it opens up the running lanes for Viatric and Horner to get through. They've really found success off the tackle and in between the guard and the tackle.
Well, some of the defensive players last week held LaGrange back a little bit. They only had 324 total yards on offense. And we'll talk to everybody just about that in just a minute as the national anthem is being lined up and played by the band from Beeville.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
And there we go, the national anthem. Everybody's standing up here. Trojan players all have little flags and saluting to the west, where they have the flag hanging up on the ladder truck of the fire department. Pretty nice setting here as the sun sets back behind the Beeville Trojan oak trees and the west side of the complex. Well, Canyon Lake, again, back to the defense a little bit. Last week they held a very good LaGrange team only to 347 yards, 297 yards on the ground. And some of the big players last week were Colton Ramey as well as Brock Colburn and the other linebacker, Derek Viatric.
Yeah, we did. We saw a lot of closing speed out of our linebackers, which really helped. You know, we say Canyon Lake did have its struggles a little bit against LaGrange, who had a much faster team. And comparatively speaking, we're going to see a similar type of speed from Beeville tonight. Mm-hmm. So what we're hoping for is that they went back, kind of regrouped, and learned a little bit, and kind of improve on their tackling as they come into tonight.
Well, a lot of things that the running backs do from Beeville, the Trojans, if you will, they'll hit you and spin. I've watched some films, and they are a team that they'll run right at you, and they're not afraid, and they keep moving. And number 44, you talked about number 44, the fullback for the Trojans earlier, and he's going to be somebody you want to watch. He's a dual-threat guy. He'll run it and he'll block.
So number 4 is their actually
Martinez.
second. Yeah, Martinez is the second leading rusher on Beeville. But what he's best at is getting out in space and lead blocking. So I think keys to the game are really going to be found on the edges. Colton Ramey. And we're going to have to see a lot of good work out of our safeties as Canyon Lake comes back across the field in their typical runoff.
Here come the Hawks, by the way. You're wondering what all the noise is.
So we're really going to have to see some good work out of our safeties. One thing that we're going to see tonight is we're going to pull up some size on the line. We're going to stack the box just like they're going to stack the box against us. So expect an additional rover for most of the game.
Well, last week, Canyon Lake opened up the game a lot. Peyton McMullen, 5 of 7, 125 yards, 2 touchdown passes. And Coach said he's an indisposable weapon that Canyon Lake has. So we're going to look to see Peyton McMullen throwing the ball a little bit more tonight and using those legs. I know they've come up some more plays in tonight. So look for some of the little bit different things from our offense, perhaps, should we need it. We have it. And that'll be Peyton McMullen, the 3-year senior quarterback here for Canyon Lake. Well, one of his favorite receivers is Jeremy Green. He had 2 receptions last week for 80 yards. He had a 1 touchdown and 80-yard scamp right down the middle. And one of his other favorites is Tyler Pauley, the senior. And Tyler Pauley has come on to his own for Canyon Lake and really wasn't effective to have 2 games, but wasn't somebody who was a go-to guy. But now McMullen has found Pauley.
He has, and Tyler Pauley, really the athlete Tyler Pauley. He's a 3-sport athlete. Baseball and basketball are also. He's an exceptional baseball player, but what we find is the guy just makes plays.
Yeah,
he's made
a playmaker.
2 fantastic catches on the sideline in space when nobody would have thought he had done it. And so it really kind of lightens the load, and it allows for Green to get open when we need him and share some of the wealth.
Absolutely. Well, we've got our team captains for tonight. Across the far side of the field is the Trojans, and they've got a jersey hanging up just by itself, and it's going to be number 72 as an honorary captain, and that is, I don't see his name on the roster, and it will be an honorary captain here for them as well. But number 2 is going to be their captain, and that's Jalen Spicer. Number 2, we talked about him. For Canyon Lake, on our side will be somebody you hadn't seen all season. That's Patrick Allman, and we miss him dearly. He's got an injury he's been nursing on for at least 2 or 3, maybe 4 weeks, but he'll be one of the team captains as well. And number 16, Max Palmer. And Max Palmer was out for about 3 weeks as well, so 2 team captains on the field. Canyon Lake hadn't seen on the field, but it's good to see them back in uniform.
Absolutely. We want all of our kids back, but just, given the circumstances of this season and COVID-19, what you really want to see is kids playing football. So anytime these kids get the opportunity to come back and just show up, it's a pleasure.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. We have to use those protocols, LJ, and it's just what the game is today. But you're right. Team captain will be Patrick Allman out there, along with Spicer, number 2, and number 72 from the hometown. And it's an empty jersey on a hanger over there. We don't know the full story on that. Canyon Lake traditionally takes the ball. If they win the toss, they deferred it. And somebody has won the toss and deferred it. We couldn't tell who that was, and that's going to be Canyon Lake. Will get over here, and looks like Canyon Lake will be receiving the kickoff, and they will. So the Trojans won the toss. They defer to the second half. That means they'll get the ball coming out of the first half. Well, Hawk fans, here we go. I hope everything is going right there in Canyon Lake, and y'all can see the field. Darren's over there working diligently, making things happen. This is Canyon Lake Broadcasting, voice of the Hawks with LJ Anderson, Darren Lesurgeon, and myself, Corey Marcelli, coming to you from Beeville, Texas. It will be a ground and pound night, as we talked about. Good to be out underneath the stars, Darren.
It is. It'll be a good night for football, and we're lucky. It's a beautiful evening, and it's 9/11. It's a night that we should all think back to some 19 years ago, and well honored by the Beeville faithful with the tribute.
Absolutely. It is 9-11. 21 will be kicking off. Caleb Barshing. Back deep will be number 22, Rivali, number 6, Tyler Pauley, and at number 30, and that's going to be the sophomore, Moss. Washington, the junior, and backup quarterback. He'll be kicking it downfield. He likes to hang it in the corner around the 20, and we'll see what he got as a go signal from his coaches, but he'll like to pin the opposing team back. As he has in the past, he does chunk one out there, and it'll skip at the 20-yard line. Get a big bounce for them. Canyon Lake is looking for it. Rivali takes it about the 5-yard line. He's hemmed back there. Rivali gets hemmed up big time. He'll be brought down at about the 6-yard line. The senior Ryan Rivali on the return, not getting much out there on a goofy bounce for the Trojans.
Yeah, Rivali picking the ball up just to kind of save his own life back there and keep it away from the edge of the end zone. Coming back about 3 yards.
Well, they'll give him out to about the 8-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Canyon Lake is in come number 12, Peyton McMullen and Tyler Pauley. Over at right tackle is going to be Toich, number 74. And he'll move whoever he wants to move. The center is Benjamin Chris. As here comes Canyon Lake up to the line of scrimmage in the slot T. McMullen, it's going to be a dive play the right side. And it's going to be Viatric. Viatric gets across the 10-yard line. And he'll pick up about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Number 28 on the tackle for the Trojans. Getting in there playing outside linebacker, and that's Del Bosque.
He's one of the ones that we talked about, Corey. Del Bosque is the second leading tackler on the team, only with half as many of those, number 7.
Here comes Canyon Lake up the line of scrimmage. Rainey comes in playing tight end. It's going to be a backside trap, and here comes Viatric. Viatric gets across. Number 7, Tim's on the tackle. So he'll pick up a few. It's going to be 3rd down for Canyon Lake. Ball's got to get to about the 13-yard line. So we'll see what Coach has up his sleeve. It's 2 offenses, right? With the slot T offense, right, they run, both teams, so they have a lot of looks at it. Both defense kind of knows the other offense.
They really do. They even have the same nomenclature and play calling.
Yep. Here comes a shotgun formation for Peyton McMullen. Peyton looks back to pass, has a man wide open, in and out of the hands of Jeremy Green, and that would have been a 1st down.
Actually, that was Horner.
Horner, I'm sorry.
And they ran a good route then. You know, they ran a smash route where they go out basically to the lollipop and just turn around and say, hey, come get me. You know, you put the open guy, and it just bounced off.
Well, that's disappointing to see. Horner been a star, if you will, for the first 2 games. 270 yards, 6 touchdowns in the first 2 games. And here comes the punt by Canyon Lake, and an end over end, and it's going to go up to about the 50-yard line. He'll look for it to get the wall, and he just stumbles down. Anderson on his wheels. But number 6 with the return there for the Trojans. He'll get it out to the 45-yard line. That's Trevino. Here comes the Trojans, 1st and 10. I think Horner just, tried to run the ball before he had it on that pass.
Oh, you could see his head turn. He was looking downfield to make a play and just took his eyes off it for a split second.
Here come the Trojans, 1st and 10. Their quarterback in the backfield will be, that's Harper. Slot offense as well. It's a handoff right over the middle, and it's closed quickly. Holy Toledo. Number 53, Sean Pendleton closing the door. And there'll be a loss of about a yard on the play. It'd be 2nd down and 10. Make it 11.
So Canyon Lake's Hooper done exactly what we said he was going to do, Corey. He came in. He does not have a cornerback in there. He's got additional ropers, additional linebackers. He's sealed off the edges. He's got 10 men in the box and a free safety that says, come get me.
We got Pat Patrick Allman, flag on the play.
Come in, one too many person in the huddle.
That's going to be too many men on the field. They'll have 12 men. And, Coach Sosa doesn't like that. A simple mistake like that cost him 5 yards. But, again, we have Patrick Allman. He's playing linebacker tonight. First time we've seen him play all season. And he's got wheels, and he is a good-sized guy. He will run any quarterback down there is that he faces this year. So it'll be 2nd down and 17 for the Trojans. Harper under center. It's going to be a backside. There goes Spicer. Spicer's hit low. And Bowers, number 10. And Bowers, we'll talk about him later. He's had a great season.
He has had a really good start. One of the reasons that they did what they did was bring him in on the edge so he could beat tackles out in space. So 3rd and long, here we're going to see it. They bring in a different package on defense. You're going to see your pass package, basically. Don't be surprised if we see the spread offense, Darren.
Yep.
Absolutely. I expected them to do that, as you said early in the pregame. That's one of the things they'll do, and they certainly line up just that way.
Here comes Harper. He's in the shotgun or the spread offense. Trips left. He looks to the right side, looks back. He's got a man. It's going to be a screen pass wide open. Great play and great call. Can Canyon Lake close the deal? No. He's across the 40, the 35, the 30. He's still on his feet, bouncing along the sidelines, finding Jeremy Green, knocked him out. And the Trojans, with a great screenplay against Canyon Lake, gets downfield to the 19-yard line. What a call.
Wow. Well, you knew it was going to happen, and actually that was a coverage play. They did a really good job of covering downfield. He snuck in behind the linebackers and got open.
That'll be 1st and 10 Trojans at the 19-yard line of Canyon Lake. Harper in the backfield, in motion comes Spicer. Spicer cuts it back, no room. There's Pendleton again. Pendleton's just manhandling his man up front in the trenches.
A lot of pursuit on that side. You know, one of the things that's making that happen is Allman scraped on that play, and he forces it back up the middle right into Pendleton's kitchen.
Loss of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 13. Yeah, Sean Pendleton in the front nose guard would be Sosa, number 44. And Ramey, he's on the left side on your screen there, number 88, the defensive end. He's a junior, 6'2", 210 pounds. He's got good feet, dive play. And they're going to go right up the middle, trying to get that 3.5 yards back to the original line of scrimmage. They'll get back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a little more. We'll just call it 3rd down and 9.
So they bring in a couple of people on the edge. Ethan Maxson and Hayden Baker also playing a tough edge. They got the box stacked, Corey.
They do. And so here comes a 3rd down, and we'll call it maybe 10. Spread out to the left and right side. We got twins right, twins left. Shotgun formation in the backfield is number 4, Martinez. And they pulled the Canyon Lake offsides, I believe. Let's see. We'll wait for the call. It's going to be motion against the offense, and that'll take the Trojans back 5 yards.
That will be a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 3rd and 15.
The scoreboard's not working right now, folks, in case y'all had a picture of that, but they're working on that, so we're going to keep everything on the field and up here in the press box as well. As Harper comes in, it's going to be 3rd down and 15 for the Trojans. Ball at the 25-yard line of Canyon Lake. Bend, don't break is the motto here. Probably in 2-down, 4-down territory. Rolling out to the right side. Harper's got pressure. He's got a wide open gap. There he goes. Here comes Anderson. Skips over Anderson to the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown. Touchdown Harper on a broken play, and that's what happens when you have a quarterback like that. He's got speed. He'll find the lanes, and he'll make it happen for Beeville as Beeville gets on the board here.
Well, we talked about it. It was, again, another coverage play. They forced the quarterback out. He gets out in space. Anderson gets around the edge and has the beat on him, but just misses the tackle, goes low, and he goes high and trots in the end zone.
Well, Beeville strikes first here. Canyon Lake had the ball first, but they're going to get the extra point up. Is good. So your score here early in the first quarter, Canyon Lake 0 and the Trojans 7. Well, that's going to that'll just add to the motivation of Canyon Lake as they prepare for the kickoff again. But Canyon Lake had their chances. They had a little misdirection on them. Good call by Coach Souza. Had Canyon Lake guessing defensively. Make note that Hooper, the defensive coordinator, he fully understands what just happened. And he's working on it mentally. I will guarantee
Oh,
that.
absolutely. And it could amount to some personnel switches. It could amount to a number of different things. But I guarantee he's not going to have himself in a situation where he's got one-on-one against probably one of their best runners.
Back deep is Rivali and number 22, and number 30 is Moss. And also number 6, the senior Tyler Pauly. Number 21, your kicker, Washington. He'll line it up on the 40-yard line, and he'll try to pin the receivers back into the corner around the 25 or 30. He does have a leg, and if given the green light, he can't put it back there. 7-0 is the score here in Beeville. The Trojans up after holding the Canyon Lake Hawks 4 now. Punches one out there. This is going to go in front of Tyler Pauly. He's going to pick it up this time at about the 11. He's across the 20-yard line, looks for a spot on the left side. He's round down from behind at about the 22. Number 23 on the tackle for the Trojans. That's Cardenas. So Canyon Lake will finally get the ball spotted for them. We're going to call that the 22-yard line, 1st and 10. In comes number 3, Carnes, the wide receiver, and McMullen, number 12. Let's see what Coach has up his sleeve here for this drive.
Well, we certainly need to gain the field position more here and get some position downfield.
1st and 10, Hawks. Here goes Rivali in motion. It's going to be a backside. And Viatric has the ball. And he'll get across the 25-yard line to the 26. And that's going to be a pickup of about 4 yards. So where they bought that ball. It's about 4 yards. We're going to call it 2nd down and 6.
And there he was, Bryce Foster in on that tackle again, making a lot of havoc there up against the line.
Canyon Lake split out as Pauly to the left side. In the backfield in motion is Rivali. Quarterback keep rolling around this side, looking downfield, flag on the play. And my goodness, wide open was the receiver, but we have a flag on the backside. And when you have that flag back there in the backfield, you just got to know it's a holding call against Canyon Lake, and it is. Well, Canyon Lake had a wide open receiver. It wouldn't have mattered if it happened anyway.
Yeah, it would have been a busted play, but that's one of the new plays that we believe they've installed. That's just a pure bootleg, and it worked. He had everybody fooled down the field with basically he had Horner and Pauly wide open.
Take your pick on that one. Well, that'll push Canyon Lake all the way back across to the 16-yard line.
So, again, folks, we don't have a clock, but we do have a score. It is 7-0 to Beeville. We don't have a scoreboard to show you to improve it.
Jeremy split out the right side along with Pauly. It's going to be the peanut play, and there goes Beatric. Beatric's going to get about the 25-yard line. He's got some room, and he's wrestled out of bounds. Close to the 1st down. Let's see where they mark the ball. That's the old peanut play, and they'll move the chains, and that'll be enough. For Canyon Lake, 1st down.
100% Beatric on that play.
Absolutely.
He was totally covered up and found a way to squirt out like the peanut play was designed to do.
Well, Beatric is our linebacker. He came in last year. He had injury. Bates came in, but he was our running back, and he runs back like a man possessed. Shotgun for the Hawks. In motion goes Horner. It's going to be a jet sweep to Horner. He's got the edge. He'll make a positive yards if he stays on his feet. There he goes across the sideline. Horner still on his feet. He knocked out of bounds on the far side of the field. On the jet sweep to the left side is Horner, and he'll get all the way down to the 46-yard line, and they'll move the chains, and that'll be enough. For Canyon Lake, 1st down.
Horner once again attacking the line of scrimmage. Whenever he gets the ball, he has just been running like he's possessed to get back to the line of scrimmage.
I called him a demon a while ago, but I'm not sure that's politically correct. But it'll be 1st and 10, Canyon Lake at the 46. Patrick Allman in the backfield for the first time this season. It's going to be a backside. It's going to be Rivali. Rivali's got some room. Rivali's going to get across the 40-yard line. Stiff arms him in, and he is brought down after a gain of about 8 on the play. Good block by Tanner Schultz. We'll talk to him about him later, and along with Garcia, number 55, making that happen.
It's really the things that you want to see out of Canyon Lake right now is basically good blocks on the edges, pushing people around and making sure that we can turn the corner and get some yardage out of this.
So it'll be 2nd down, and we'll call it 1.5, maybe 2. Ball is just at the nose of the 47-yard line. Here comes Chris, the center, up to the line of scrimmage. McMullen behind. It's going to be Horner looking his way to jump through, and he got hamstrung by number 6 on the tackle, and that's going to be Trevino. Let's see where they mark him down at. He's going to be close to a first down.
Trevino
and they're going to set the ball down, and let's see where they're going to put it. It's going to be a Canyon Lake first down.
So Trevino and Foster, Trevino, you're going to hear their names all night long.
Yeah,
Trevino coming up from safety and actually playing like a linebacker.
Well, if that's the case, that means the front line are taking care of their front 3 or 4 or 5 in the box.
We want to hear their name all night, Corey.
Absolutely. Stretch ball out is Pauly and Green to the near side. McMullen under center. He'll go to the long count. He'll look back and change the play. Here comes the play. Little audible at the line. It's going to be a dive play right up the middle, and Beatrick gets hamstrung by number 48 on the tackle. Try to take the ball away, and that was Johnson for the Trojans.
Just barely getting that play off. We still do have a play clock. We can watch that. We have no idea how much time's left in the quarter, but we do know that we're grinding it out, and the clock's running, Corey.
Absolutely. Well, Rivali will come in for Canyon Lake. The ball at the 34-yard line of the Trojans. 15 seconds left on the play clock as the huddle breaks. Yep. Carnes out, split to the left side, double tight in formation with Schultz on the other side. Tight formation for Canyon Lake. It's going to be a dive play right up the middle, and there goes the knuckle buster. And that's what the linemen do down there. They trap in those tight plays, only pick up about a yard. So it's going to be third down and about 7 for Canyon Lake. And I'm going to tell you right now, folks, that's a 2-down territory for Coach Moses.
Well, this is one of those decision points. You don't know what they're going to do. We're 3 and out and 3 and grind them. But look for another pass. We've had that little smash route open now a couple of times. It could happen again right here.
Shotgun formation for Canyon Lake. In the backfield is Horner in motion. And McMullen whips one out there. Pass caught to Jeremy Green. He's got the first down and more. Jeremy Green still on his feet, and here comes the posse for the Trojans. Green all the way out. Nice pass by McMullen to about the 21-yard line. That'll be a Canyon Lake first down.
Well drawn up play, Corey. They did run the smash route. They slide Jeremy out on an outright, a little 5-yard out. He knows exactly where the pylon is and goes to it, makes the first down.
It'll be 1st and 10, Canyon Lake, the ball just across the 20-yard line of the Trojans. Here comes Karn, split out to the right side, number 3. In motion goes Rivali. It's going to be a jet sweep. Here comes the penetration. Rivali slips the tackle. He's going to make the 20 and more. Rivali still on his feet across at about the 10-yard line. And I'll tell you what, Eric Teutsch pancaked somebody into next season. And Rivali got all the way down to, let's say they're going to call him at the 10-yard line. And that's going to be enough for Canyon Lake. First down.
Pancake blocks is actually a statistic that they keep, but they can't do that one justice. He absolutely sent him into the next county.
He looked like a pit bull with a raggedy end in his mouth and threw him all over the field. First and goal, Canyon Lake at the 10-yard line. Teutsch switches over. He's number 74, right tackle. McMullen, Rivali in motion. It's going to be a backside trap, and that's Horner. And I'll tell you, the man who ruined that play was number 7. That's going to be Foster. You talked about that multiple times. You're going to rack up another tackle for him. Gain of only 1.
He's got a lot of speed. If he can scrape untouched, and he gets back in that backfield, and we don't get nothing. But it's really going to be keyed on whether or not we can seal block him and prevent him from getting up into the line of scrimmage.
Second and goal as Pauly comes in. The time clock running down, about 10 seconds. Here comes Canyon Lake. Going to be a backside Rivali. He's looking for a hole. Rivali gets across the 5-yard line and gets down to the half-yard line. So it will be third down and goal from the half-yard line. Now, this is where Canyon Lake had it 2 weeks ago against Wimberley with 8 seconds to go. Couldn't put it in.
Yeah, deja vu all over again, although I think this is a tougher running team at this point than what we had in the first battle out of the chutes.
Well, here comes the big men up front. Here comes Chris breaking the line, followed by Teutsch, Garcia, and Atenzio. Dive play, Beatrick. Touchdown, Canyon Lake. right behind Atencio. What a great play with Garcia pulling that trap. Canyon Lake on the board.
Immediately they go into the swinging gate, something we haven't seen since the 50s. But we got to go like it. I mean, after this, they're going to have a Happy Days show.
Yeah. I want to play Fonzie.
You couldn't be the Fonz.
All right.
I could definitely be
Ralph Mouth.
No, Potsy.
Here comes the extra point attempt by number 4. And here's a snap in the hole. The kick is up, and it is good. So we're all knotted up here, 7-7 here in the first quarter, and we have no idea how much time is left, but we do know that Canyon Lake scored it up here on a nice drive, finished by Dalton Stanley, our kicker, number 4. Well, pretty much what we talked about earlier. It's a mano-a-mano offense. They're going to pass when they need to. We've got a few passes off as well, and rest of it's been slot T running. What I did like here is they got in a rhythm, and they manhandled their defensive front 4.
Yeah, and there's a lot to the slot T that is about rhythm. You just go and pound and go and pound, and, you kind of get people exhausted, or, the rhythm kind of takes them out of, their game plan.
And that really shows up in the fourth quarter where you're worn out like an old college laundry bag. There's nothing left.
Indeed.
Well, kicking the ball off here at the 40-yard line will be Dalton Stanley, number 4, our kicker, back deep to receive the kickoff is going to be number 25 for the Trojans, and that's going to be Francis, and number 5, Newsom.
Number 4, Dalton Stanley.
Let's see where Coach puts it via Stanley. Dalton Stanley, number 4, the senior kicker. He's got a leg, and if he's given permission as well, like Washington, can put it out. He's going to chunk one down there, kind of wobbly down there. Yep, kit checks up, and this could be a problem. And it's not. He'll take the ball out, and he's tackled immediately. Number 42 on the stop for Canyon Lake, and that's going to be Hayden Baker.
One of the most dangerous receptions on a kick like that is when they catch the ball, stop like they're going to do something, and then take off. Everybody gets fooled. Hayden Baker right there didn't get fooled one bit.
Nope. So it'll be 1st and 10, Trojans. Welcome, everybody, here across the fruited plain listening to us out there.
Our plains are always fruited, aren't they?
It's always fruited. Full of fruitcakes. Here comes the slot T offense from the Trojans. Harper under center. It'll be just a dive play up there, trying to get that 3.5 yards 3 times, and they'll get more than that. They'll get to the 40-yard line, close to it. Hayden Baker on the tackle along with Souza.
42, Hayden Baker on the tackle.
So the gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Well, you don't like any time in a slot T, you don't like seeing them get 6 yards on first down. That just means that they've got 3 more downs to get 1 or 4, and they can do that readily.
2nd down and 4 for the Trojans. Tight formation. And it's going to be a backside swap. Here comes Spicer. He's looking for some room. They're going to hem him in, and that's the end of that play. Coming in is Bowers, number 10, making the play, LJ.
Austin Bowers has done an exceptional job of open field tackling. He got a little support over there by Chase Anderson, but certainly they scraped over the top, and that's exactly what they have in him for. Playing safety, playing that strong safety to come up when on the run.
And that's the end of the first quarter here at Jones High School. The Trojans 7 and Canyon Lake 7. And we officially know that we have 1 quarter down.
That's the end of the first quarter.
So, we appreciate everybody out there watching, and we got some giveaways tonight, and we got a nice little away crowd being 2.5 hours out. We got 125, maybe 130 Hawk fans here in the stand. And Darren, reason you haven't heard Mr. Lesturgeon is he's feverishly working the cameras.
I'm working cameras. I'm producing, trying to keep us on the air. We're getting there, folks.
He's sweating. I'm not. You need to take a break. You got some Gatorade,
Yeah, I got some Gatorade. I'm gonna take a break with the team here in a moment.
Team.
Yeah, we
He's
can't
a team
talk
player.
about.
He's a team player.
Yeah, and our community is a bunch of team players. We are really doing our best to bring you a broadcast and recognize that we are all volunteers here and signed up for something, but we put a lot of time. Darren has put hours of time into making this happen.
Astronomically.
But
big
doing
word.
a great job, and we got some more equipment coming. Our community came together, and they said, hey, you know what? Y'all need a little help. We're going to help you out.
We need a lot of help.
Well, you look at what you're used to in a broadcast,
Right.
and there's multiple cameras. We're going to have a good camera. We currently have the crowd stomping the stadium. That's
Harper.
kinda,
He rolls out, looks downfield's got a man, and incomplete. Flag on the play at about the 45. That's in the secondary now. I didn't see he was alone when the flag was thrown. I didn't see any defense around him.
You know, I don't know what they could call that on. Chase checked him on the line of scrimmage, and then he got back
He might have
behind
pushed
him.
off. He might have pushed off on Chase Anderson.
It looked like he pushed off and then came back to the ball is what I saw, but hard to say.
And it's going to go against. It's going to be a push off. That's going to be a illegal use of the hands on the Trojans. He did push off. Canyon Lake will get the option of the penalty. It's 3rd down and 9 right now. So let's see what Coach does. He'll take the penalty and he'll put him back to the 30-yard line. Now that's going to be a spot of the foul, is what they're saying on legal use of the hands on a push off. Now is that a spot foul? Or is it a lot from the line of scrimmage? Pass was incomplete.
If the pass is incomplete, there's only one place they could do it from.
Yeah,
from the line of scrimmage.
From the line of scrimmage,
right? I mean, this isn't a discussion.
No, it's not. It's definitely nobody has to sign off on this.
Coach Drum is he's pleading his case, anyways, one way or the other.
Well, and now here we go over to the Trojan side to Coach Souza. And meanwhile, we have a beautiful sunset. Just a aura of pink sky over there. It's beautiful here night for football.
Oh, look at that.
It is really spectacular, and I don't say spectacular much except when I win a prize on a game show.
Well, we've got a big debate going on here.
We do. It's like the act of Congress here.
Right. And all the coaches are out on the field kind of helping with the debate.
Penalty has been declined.
So, you know what? No, Drum's saying, no, I'm not declining that penalty. You push him back. He wants a 3rd down and about 20 is what he wants. Now he's just giving up.
Well, we got one umpire saying come here and the other one saying sick 'em, and I'm not really sure who's winning.
Here comes the referee. He's going to mark off the yards at the 30-yard line. So now it's going to push him back to the 30-yard line. Not sure if that's as clear as –
That's about as good as we're going to get, I think, on this one.
Right.
I don't think you're going to get any more clarity than that.
No, that's not task clarity, as they say. It'll be 3rd down and about 15 for Canyon for the Trojans. Come to the line of scrimmage, shotgun formation. Well, that's going to be Twins left, Harper up under center, Spicer in the backfield. And it's going to be a rollout to the right side. He's going to look downfield for number 5. He's going to wing one way down there to Spicer. And pass incomplete. Great defense on number 19, Anderson. No flag on the play, and that's a sophomore covering a very fast senior, Dad.
One-on-one, step for step, all the way down the field with him. And the great thing is he didn't commit a penalty. It's so easy to push off on that.
Right.
And he just stayed locked step with him and caused the incompletion. There was nowhere for him to throw it.
Here comes a 4th down and 14. Now, they do a little pooch punt out of this. Harper will pooch punt this sometimes. Now, if they go for it, they're going to go for it. Shotgun formation, and he's going to step back a few, and Green will get back for the pooch kick, and it's going to be a wibbly-wobbly one. Green's fair catches at about the 41-yard line. This one, Canyon Lake will have it 1st and 10. What a play by Anderson, number 19, the sophomore, playing corner, and make that free safety. Came in over the top and doing a heck of a job.
Well, you know, and they lined up on him. They've clearly watched film and lined up on him. They were going that direction the entire way. That guy gets on a go route, and he's headed to the barn. Anderson staying lockstep with him. But most importantly, we have, for the first time, got great field position and an opportunity to move the ball again.
Well, here comes Canyon Lake breaking the huddle. Chris coming out. Carnes on the left, number 3. Tight slot T formation. And it's going to be Rivali right side. In comes the blitzing linebacker. He missed, and Rivali will get at least a couple out of that play. What a great play by number 44 of the defense that's Caleb Timms. He just shot the gap on that one. And a gain of about 2, 2nd down and 8 for Canyon Lake. In comes Tyler Pauley, the senior, number 6. Now, Tyler can catch the ball as well as anybody on the team.
He's really become a go-to guy for Peyton. Peyton says he's got a lot of trust in him.
That he does. Here comes Canyon Lake, double tight end formation. In motion is Rivali. It's going to be a quarterback keeper, and I'll tell you what, Peyton McMullen wanted to run the ball a little bit more and a little bit faster. Just wasn't a hole there. He'll get out to the 45-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Peyton makes a choice to keep that ball and takes it up on his own. He could have pitched it. Had a little trouble with the pitch last week, so he didn't pitch it to Rivali. I thought Rivali might have a little room to get the edge.
In comes Colton Rady, the double tight end formation. Out goes Schultz. Rivali caught a nice touchdown pass last week as Pauley will be split out wide on the numbers on the far side of the field, and on the hash marks will be green. McMullen rolls out to the right side. Here comes the pressure. There's the throw, and a little too high with the hot sauce on it. In and out of the hands of Green. Oh, he was wide open. Pass incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 6. So coach will send in what looks to be the kicking unit. 7-7 is your score here, all knotted up in the second quarter. The scoreboard is out of whack right now. Don't know what happened there, but Canyon Lake had an opportunity to go up and put a long drive in. Came up just a bit short. Good defensive play by the Trojans. Pauley takes the ball. He'll rugby that thing down there. Nice kick. It's going to be a good roll. It's going to roll forward, and inside the 20 it goes, and they'll let it go down to about the 22-yard line, 23. And that's where the Trojans will have it, 1st and 10. Well, we want to welcome everybody again out there who's listening to us there in West Texas A&M. They got my son Chance will be listening to us out there. We've got a number of people across the Fruited Plain. I'm sure you got some people listening, Darren, as well as LJ.
Yeah, I got some folks listening. All over the place.
All over the place.
We have folks as far away as New Jersey tonight listening that asked for this.
Where you can't pump your own gas.
That's true. I actually heard a guy pull up to the gas pump today, and he said, "Can you fill it up, please?" So you don't hear that anymore.
You don't. 1st and 10 Trojans. Harper under center. Oh, it's going to be a fake pass now to this right side. Great play, and still on his feet, pushed out of bounds. Number 9 on the reception. Number 3, I'm sorry. That's Gonzalez. Nice throw out to the flats for Gonzalez. They faked the peanut play. Gonzalez released out into the flats and picked up 10 yards. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Trojans. They'll mark him out of bounds. Finally got pushed out of bounds by Brock Coburn.
That's a really odd play call because the peanut play is a fake. So they faked a fake.
A double fake on us. 1st and 10 Trojans. Harper and Beeville. In the motion goes Spicer. It's going to be a backside trap in the big hole, and it's filled quickly. What a tackle by Jeremy Green filling the hole on number 3, Gonzalez. Out comes Sosa. In comes number 53, Sean Pendleton. You know, we didn't talk about this much, but number 51, that's going to be Sonny Bentley, the sophomore, new guy to our school district. His father is one of the vice principals at Canyon Lake High School. He's come in and played very well.
He has. He's really come in and been able to spell people on that defensive line and playing that defensive tackle position. Love the hit by Green coming out of that sort of that strong rover position.
It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Trojans. And the whistle blows. Timeout on Beeville. Yeah, you were saying Shelly Key comes in here. He hasn't played with the guys. He's a new guy. He's a sophomore. He's a good size inside tackle and has done very well.
Absolutely. Sometimes you just like to get somebody that's got a little athleticism and just get them in the game. And that tackle is one of those things that you, defensive tackle, you just point them in the right direction and let them tee off the ball.
Well, there's a lot of games around the Fruited Plains, as we say, and we're going to try to keep you up to date on some of the Division I 4A games going on in Region 4. But within our district, we'll try to get some scores to you and let you know what's going on. LJ's hot on the trail, as they say.
I'm hot on the trail, but my trail is going cold. Hang on.
It'll be 2nd down and about, we'll call it 8. Long, maybe a long H. On the front side, you have Shelley. On the defensive end is Ramey. Pendleton in the middle. Here comes Harper and the Trojans up to the line of scrimmage, second down. And number 50 jumping for the Trojans. That's going to be Arroyos. That will be against Beeville. And that'll take him back 5 across the 30. Should be right in front of the 25-yard line.
Called on the Trojans. That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Once again, I know a lot of you want to know what the time left in the game or in the half is, and we don't know that.
The scoreboard is inop.
It is inoperable. It's all black. It's all darkened. So don't know if this is their first home game or not, but they don't have it working tonight.
Second down and 10 for the Trojans. Here comes Spicer in motion. It's going to be a fake play again. Looking for somebody downfield. He's got – oh, what a great tackle. Holy Toledo coming up is Brock Coburn, and Spicer got the ball, but it'll be a loss of about 4. Brock Coburn coming on from the outside linebacker position.
Brock read that, jumped that route. He saw that guy leak out, and he just came full steam ahead. He did not slow down and just planned contact whenever the ball landed in that guy's hands.
That was not an all-state forgiveness plan, that's for sure. He took him to the cleaners. And a loss of about 5. It'll be third down and about 16 yards. It's a passing situation for the Trojans. Harper, shotgun, spread offense if you will, trips left. And he'll probably roll out to the right side. And he looks to the right side. Making the left, he looks for a hole. There's a hole. There he goes on his feet. And this time, here comes Ramey and Souza. No dice. It'll be fourth down and about 11.
Again, a coverage type of force where they force that quarterback out of the pocket. And, you know, Ramey sealing the deal for him. But give it to the secondary. They're playing in some odd positions and keeping everybody enveloped back there in the backfield.
It'll be fourth down and about 11 for the Trojans, and they'll line up deuces left and right. Trying to draw Canyon Lake off a little bit. Back goes Anderson, number 19. There's 2 Andersons out there. That's Hunter. And Hunter takes the ball, and he'll field it at the 41. Where Green fielded the ball a while ago. So good play by the Anderson twins out there, and Papa's got to be proud here Friday Night Lights in Beeville. 7-7 is your score, and we have no idea how much time's left in the second quarter.
Yeah, I've been trying to find somebody that could send a rover down there and just ask if they could send somebody up into our or the other press box. We're at a disadvantage because we're across the field over here in the deer stand calling the game, so we really don't have any access to people to come help us out.
No, we don't. We're on an island by ourselves as Pauly comes up with Crisp. In the front line, Garcia, Harwell. Rivali backside. It's a trap right up the middle, and it's Derek Viatric, and Viatric pushes the pile behind Brett Harwell, the sophomore, number 70, and Tanner Schultz getting his key blocks again.
Yeah, you know, you're not going to hear the name Tanner Schultz a lot in specialty situations, but what you are going to hear tonight, especially coming from us, is the accolades on the blocking scheme, and his blocking ability has been tremendous.
So, gain of about 6. It'll be second down, and let's just call it a second down and 5. Gain of 5 on the play. Here comes, that's Horner looking for the speed, and he was run down from behind. Number 7.
There he is again.
Again. That's your boy Foster.
Bryce Foster.
He'll pick up a yard.
Well, Hunter kind of slowed down. We're trying to let a block develop in front of him, but as you said, Foster just came knifing from his backside and just gave him no time to get to the block. Let the block develop.
And if that seal block doesn't hold him in, he gets unrestrained access to the line of scrimmage. He is going to pound you.
Pauly coming into the game, split out. Here comes Zuntinzio, Garcia, Teutsch, Harwell. Up to the line of scrimmage. Third down. In motion goes. It's a backside trap in. Here comes Horner. Horner, what a block by Brett Harwell and Schultz again. Great block by the inside line. Horner will make it across to the 43-yard line, and that'll be enough for Canyon Lake. First down.
Well, you're seeing 2 really evenly matched teams out here tonight, and so it's a slugfest right now. But as you said, great block by Harwell that just released the running back and allowed him to get downfield and get past the sticks.
First and 10 from the 43-yard line of the Trojans. More ground and pound. Same play a while ago, and almost the same result. Horner pushing the pile forward. Harwell is on a mission, and Harwell pancaked a couple of guys along with Ramey.
You know, one of the things that you hear talk about when you're on the offensive line is they talk about winning the pad height war. And so they've got 5 people on the line of scrimmage for Beeville, 5 people right behind that in a safety. What's happening is our linemen are getting lower and just pushing the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely, they are. And Harwell's a sophomore, and Ramey is the junior. He's number 88, Harwell number 70, as Peyton McMullen brings the crew up to the line. Same play, different side. This is going to be Rivali. He's got a gap. He's across the 30, the 20, the flag on the play. And Rivali doesn't know it, but there's a flag back at the 35-yard line. Good gracious. This is going to be on Canyon Lake, a holding call. Holy Toledo. I'll tell you, this is the kind of thing that makes coaches have gray hair.
It does, but whenever you see an offensive lineman get turned around, you know that there had to be a hold somewhere. They don't normally go backwards or spin.
No, they don't. He's too big. You can't get him to turn around.
So the original line of scrimmage was at about the 35-yard line. That's probably going to put him back around the 45.
Well, Canyon Lake will take their lumps, and it'll be a repeat second down at the second down and 11, and at about the 44-yard line. In comes Pauly. Canyon Lake has been moving the ball great. 2 of their 4 drives saved the penalties. They'll get up to the line of scrimmage here. McMullen looks downfield, has nobody. He's trying to scramble, throws the ball away, way downfield. Good play by McMullen as he hits the turf. And the coaches are looking for a roughing the passer call, and they won't get it. But, hey, it was covered. All the receivers for Canyon Lake were covered, even Rivali and Pauly. So we'll have to go to the well again, 3rd down and 11.
McMullen doing a really good job that time of reading that and just gunslinging it literally from the hip and throwing it out of bounds. He's got quite an arm. If we can get somebody open, it's there.
Well, 3rd down and 11. Interesting here, if Coach doesn't make the first down, they get around the 40 or 35-yard line, he'll go for it. 4 down territory. Shotgun, McMullen. Snap, McMullen looked, it's going to keep it. McMullen's got some room. Can McMullen get to the corner? He does. He's across the 30, the 15, the 20, and they're saying he went out of the half-yard line. Peyton McMullen got across the goal line, folks, but they're not going to give it to him. They say he stepped out to the 1-yard line. What a run by the quarterback on a quarterback design keeper. They'll move the chains, and that'll be a Canyon Lake first down.
You know, it almost looks like he's running in slow motion with those long legs, but he was blowing past people. Linebacker came up from the side and had the angle, but exceptional job of reading the defense, getting into space, and making a play.
Here comes Canyon Lake. 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Chris Benjamin, number 50, at center. It's going to be a backside. Here comes Rivali. He's got all day. It's going to be a touch on Canyon Lake. There it goes. Bam! Hawks! 6 points on the board. Courtesy of the Hawk offensive line.
That's exactly right. We can talk all day about all of our specialty players and the running backs and McMullen's fine run, but really what makes this game happen right now is the outstanding play of the offensive line. They are moving people around.
They are. Here comes the extra point attempt. In comes Dalton Stanley, number 4, the senior. Dalton Stanley also plays a little defense if needed.
He does. He comes in. He's extremely strong.
Kick is up, and the kick is good. So it's 14-7 here at Beeville. The Trojans down by 7 with who knows how much time left on the clock. But we do know one thing. Grandpa Bill is in Mississippi, and he's enjoying the game.
He is. You know, we're getting a lot of action here in Texas tonight. Our Hawkwatch heroes are out there on the grass at the youth sports complex, watching a little football on the big screen, hopefully getting the fantastic concessions and enjoying themselves.
Well, that's good. It's glad to hear that a lot of people down there Hawkwatch making it happen, and we welcome everybody and say thank you for everybody watching us down there on the YouTube channel. Canyon Lake Broadcasting, our 5th year here with Darren behind the controls as the mad scientist and camera operator, producer, and I don't know what else he does, but
well, after today we're going to have to name him Scotty because exactly. I mean he's giving her all he's got, Captain,
and then some. But a lot going on here in the district. We're going to get some scores to you at halftime.
I can get you some scores right now for those that are really dying to know.
I'm dying to know.
The Lampasas Badgers are tying it off with the Texans, and they are currently in the lead 22-0 going into the half.
And the kickoff will be by Dalton Stanley, and back deep will be Spicer for the Trojans, and that's a big score. Canyon Lake barely lost to Wimberley, 22-24 in the season opener. Stanley was quick. Oh, hit a player. The Canyon Lake Hawks dive on the ball, and they got it. Holy Toledo. That was a Coach Green special, I guarantee it. And Dalton Stanley picked somebody out and got the ball right into his belly. Hawks.
Wow.
Will get the ball.
Austin Bowers didn't even realize what had happened. He just dives and slides and comes up with the football. I think it scared the fool out of the kid that it hit. He wasn't expecting that at all.
You know,
it resulted in a great play.
I got to believe Bill Green knew that there's a limited amount of time. He thinks we can hold him. He said, let's take a chance, let's squib one up there. And I think it paid off. First and 10, Canyon Lake in midfield. There he goes, quarterback keeper. Peyton McMullen across the 30, the 20. He's got some blockers. Peyton McMullen, touchdown Canyon Lake. Holy Toledo. What a play that no one saw coming, especially the outside linebackers of the Trojans.
Oh, they completely were on the other side of the field. I think the only person that saw Peyton on that side of the field was Peyton himself.
I think so.
He was by himself.
What a call, what a call.
And that time the old line tripster didn't get him, and he was able to take it on into the end zone.
That's right.
Wow. Here comes an unusual play. McMullen's going to be for a 2-point shot, and it's good. Jeremy Green with the 2-point high snap, and McMullen finds Green for the deuce. And Canyon Lake on a roll here quick late in the second quarter. Wow, what a turn of events.
A little bit of trickery. 3 plays in a row. We
Yes.
saw something completely unusual. So we start out with literally the kick in the pants. That kid gets hit in the hip with the football. We come up with a recovery. First play off the line of scrimmage. Naked bootleg all the way down the sideline for 60 yards. And then we have a high jump snap for a pass. And
McMullen had it. He turned around. He didn't have a panic. He says, "Where's Green? Where's Green?" Throw the ball to Green, and he lasered one right in there. Great effort by McMullen on 2 plays. That'll hit the highlight reel for sure.
Well, so an onside kick, a naked bootleg, and a swinging gate play for a score and 2 points.
Well, here comes Canyon Lake Stanley at the 40. He'll get one down there. I guarantee the front 5 will be a little more acute of what's going on. Here comes the kick. He's just going to chunk one and put it back there. Spicer, the speedster, the number 1 running back on the team, takes the ball. Still looking for hope. Misdirection. There he goes, and out he goes. Tackled. Brought out of bounds by number 33 for Canyon Lake. And that's a name you don't see all the time for the Hawks making the tackle. That's Braden Maxson. He just got up to the team this week.
You know, you get worried whenever they start running around like that back there. Ends starting to come in. They come out of their lanes and come out with their assignments. And a guy with that kind of speed can really make a difference.
I'm telling you, it looked like Billy White Shoes Johnson. I can tell you that.
Oh, my goodness. Can you do the Billy White Shoes dance?
Only if you put it on camera.
I can, and we could put it on camera.
You can or you could.
Oh, I know I
can. You can or you could.
I can still do it today.
Okay, all right.
I'm
Just
gonna
checking. See how the old knees are holding up.
First and 10 Trojans at their own 40-yard line. It's going to be a run option for Harper. Harper gets the ball. What an aggressive run by Harper, the quarterback. See, we talked about that in the pregame. I know I talked it on the way up here. They do hit and spin. First guy on contact, Harper especially. Spicer will do it as well. The first guy who comes up, they'll spin and push forward. A gain of 9.
They really do. This comes down to tackling technique. A lot of times when you see those guys that can do that, you got to throw your hands up there and get a wrap. You've got to get your hands up. You cannot take them down on contact.
Second down and 1 for the Trojans. Split out wide to the left for the Trojans as Harper takes the ball, goes back, looks downfield, got a man wide open, and Spicer, and just thrown out of the range of the pattern. Incomplete pass. That'll bring up 3rd down and 1. That's the kind of play you want to take that shot, 3rd down and 1, right? People do it all the time.
Well, you know, you only have probably a minute or so left in this half. I'm thinking at this point, we can't really tell because we don't have the clock. But as you said earlier, can't be a lot of time left in the half.
Third and 1 for the Trojans.
Here we go, 3rd down and 1, tight formation. They're going to try to get the first down here, and it's going to be a backside and across the 50-yard line, and Moore is wide open. There goes number 3. It's a foot race, and they're not going to catch him. Touchdown, Trojans. Number 3 on the backside, and they got Canyon Lake sniffing it out a little bit. Gonzalez with the score.
Well, they get out there on a jet sweep. They have a lead blocker. Lead blocker takes out the safety, Anderson, and that guy had nobody behind him to go trot in.
Open pastures down to the end zone goes the Trojans, and it's going to be an extra point attempt. They're going to go for 2, it looks like. I don't see the kicker. Oh, here Washington comes in. Harper, the quarterback, will be the holder. Good play by Beeville. Here comes the extra point attempt by Caleb Washington, number 21. The snap is down, the hold is up, and the hold is good. So it is 22-14 at this time. Don't know how much time is left on the clock. I haven't seen a signal flare or Indian smoke blanket.
Smoke blanket.
Yeah, well, any communications will be, you know.
You know, I almost thought about trying to run my own stop clock up here, but that would be absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, that'd be as bad as the second Willy Wonka chocolate factory.
We don't need another device up here.
No.
Was there a second Willy the Wonka?
There was. It was.
You can't have a sequel to the.
Well,
that's terrible.
I'm just telling you. I'm ashamed that I even know that.
If there's money to be made, they will make a sequel. That's just the way it is.
I'm telling you what, I was horrified when the guy inflated as a blueberry and just exploded.
That was a girl.
Well, whatever. When
he turned his head away from it. That's all we could
I
say.
did. I hid mine. The first time I saw that as a kid, I was mortified. I had nightmares for weeks.
Well, Caleb Washington will line up at the 40-yard line for the Trojans. Back deep is Pauly, Rivali, and Moss. Up back is Green, Allman, and Schultz. Let's see if the Trojans want to pull off a little onside kicker of themselves here. Make that Bowers as one of the upbacks. Now, Washington can kick it out of the end zone from here. We talked about that. I mentioned that a little earlier. Let's see if that's the case. There's got to be just a few minutes left in the first half, and the Trojans will get the ball back at opening of the second half. Pauly will take the ball at about the 15-yard line. He's got a window of opportunity, still on his feet, and he's out to the 35-yard line. And a little bit of scrum going on the field between the two number 7s of flag on the play, though. So we'll wait for the flag at the 45-yard line, but Pauly got out to the 35. So it's going to be against the Trojans. Coach Strum's out there.
First and 10 for the Hawks. Ball at the 35-yard line.
So we're going to see what happens here. Whether he takes the penalty or declines it.
Pauly with a little speed. We don't get to see him run with the ball very much.
Yeah, it's going to be against the Trojans, so they're going to give it to the 40-yard line. Canyon Lake will have great field position. Unknown amount of time left in the first half of play as Blaine Carnes comes in with McMullen. Canyon Lake 22-14 is the score. Hawks got that two-pointer a while ago we talked about. So it would be great if Canyon Lake could put some on the board here. As the Beeville Trojans, they will come back and get the opening kickoff of the second half. Here comes Canyon Lake. Rivali in motion, jet sweep. Rivali's got a lot of room over there. There he goes behind Viatric. Rivali cuts it back, still on his feet. He gets hit from behind. He'll clear the 45-yard line. Rivali bring it all the way down to the 43-yard line, make it the 42 of Beeville. That'll be enough for Canyon Lake. First down.
You know, you don't know where the clock is, and so you have no idea what's going to happen out there. You would think that close to the sideline, conserving time, he'd try to get it out of bounds, but he cuts it back up for another 6.
First and 10, Canyon Lake. Pauly split out to the left side. Die play right up the Viatric, and he knocks over his own man right in the back of Crisp. And there's the demon Viatric, who we knew as a fullback last year, and runs to the back of Crisp. He'll pick up 9 yards, second down and 1. That's some hard running there.
Viatric will run with a little bit of aggression. He has really worked hard this summer to get his speed up, and he's kept his strength.
Here comes Horner looking for some blocks. He gets him, bounces it outside. Horner's across the 20, cuts back to the 10. Horner in the 5, still on his feet, pushing. And a flag on the play. And there's a flag down at the end of the play, and Horner pushed his way right to about the 1 yard line. Great run by Jesse Horner. Now, let's hold on for the flag.
I think they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. We know that happened. That's the reason he didn't score.
Oh, they're going to wave the flag off. No flag. So Canyon Lakes, Jesse Horner gets it all the way down to the 1 yard line. They'll move the chains, and that'll be enough for Canyon Lakes. First down. What a block by Garcia on that play. Leading the pack. Here we go. Tenzio up to the line of scrimmage with the offense. Dive play. Touchdown, Canyon Lake. Holy cow, did you see that block? Tenzio making small work of his opponent. And Beatrick will get in for the 6 points.
Well, we've seen a lot of scoring in the last, I'll say 3 minutes. But, you know, it's hard to say, but a lot of scoring.
Here comes the junior, Dalton Stanley. He'll get it up for the extra point. He kicks, and it is up, and it is good. So that's 22 points plus another 7. Somebody do the math.
That'll be 29, I believe, Corey.
Last week you said I couldn't do any math. But I had that one.
So it's 29-14 for you viewers back there. We greatly appreciate that joining us here, making Canyon Lake Broadcasting the premier broadcasting element of Canyon Lake High School, which is now an arm of the Canyon Lake Booster Club.
Absolutely. Working hand in hand.
So if you'd like to get involved and be a sponsor here for our show, give us a ring. We'll be glad to welcome you aboard with your business or other entity that you have. We'll put you in front of the right person.
Who is that?
Some crazy man with a microphone.
I know. Somebody told me a while ago I was a dead ringer for Opie.
Oh.
So Richie Cunningham is here on the air and also president of the Booster Club.
Doing a bang-up job. All right. Dalton Stanley, the junior, kicking the ball off at the 40-yard line. And back deep is going to be the speedsters that everybody still dreads, because you know they broke a few away. Newsom can do it at any time as well as Francis. This squib kick picking up by Spicer. He's really somebody. Look, there comes the Hawks. And I'll tell you what, Souza, number 44. Now, Souza, our Souza, number 44, belongs in the family of all that matrices that you did earlier.
Right. Souza, who's kin to all of the other family Souzas that are out here from Beeville and Alice.
It's a South Texas corn maze. That's all it is. You're never going to find your way clear of that.
Well, you know, I guess that would be cousin Souza? Nephew Souza,
now,
cousin Souza?
Do you get into the depth of twice removed and stuff like that?
I don't even know how to calculate that, Corey.
Well, it's 1st and 10 for the Trojans at about the 26-yard line. Harper under center. He'll take the ball. It's going to be a backside, and it's kind of a busted play. Harper, here comes Pendleton. And on the chase, on the far side, giving him chase, number 64.
That's Herbert. And Herbert has come in as a junior and has really made some nice plays in that backup defensive end position.
Well, he's gotten a lot stronger. He's a lot more physical this year. You know, of course, they had all that off season. We had the world's longest spring break in order to get stronger, but he's really done a good job of becoming more athletic.
It'll be 2nd down. We'll just call it 9 for the Trojans. Spicer in the backfield with Harper under center. Spicer in motion. It's going to be a backside. Number 3, and here comes, oh, my goodness, Tyler Atenzel. You know who blew that play up? Number 88, Colton Ramey. I make that, Herbert again.
Herbert is playing quite well and has really began to become a force from that other side.
What we're seeing on the defensive side of the ball, the same thing we're seeing on the offensive side of the ball. That defensive line is winning the pad height war, and Herbert looks like a D6 out there. He's just pushing people around.
It'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 8 for the Trojans. Shotgun formation, trips to the right. Harper looks one way, backside screen. It was so successful a while ago. Flag on the play, and fumble. And see it's a scrum. And there's going to be a flag, and they say he was down. There's a flag at the 30-yard line, far side of the field.
According to the referee.
And that comes from the line judge. Now, he was down before the first down. He lost the ball. So, pending penalty here. They didn't have enough for the first down. They'll be
Try
short.
to sort this one out.
Like they did the last one. I'm sure Don's going to talk about that one at halftime when he comes to penalties. I know it.
I still don't know how they calculated that first one. I'm not really sure what they're going to do with this one.
He said 1 minute left.
1 minute left.
Okay, that's an official's timeout for the measurement.
It's the first announcement from the PA announcer telling us the time.
Well, you know.
Time, schmime.
We're all unpaid professionals here.
Check. Well, I'm unpaid. I don't know about professional.
Well, here comes the chain measurement. Now, I had them.
I'm a professional, just not this profession.
A little bit short.
True that.
And they come up about 6 inches short of the first down. The flag on the play, I don't know if that's been applied yet.
Yeah, I never took a broadcast journalism school class in engineering school. Darren, did you?
No, I did not. I did not.
I can't spell journalism.
No, you cannot.
Well, okay, they're short of the first down. I knew that. Now, where does the flag come into play?
Well,
or does it?
That's going to make a 4th down and 1.
Less than 1, folks. That's about 6 inches.
Did they pick up the flag?
In comes Shelley. Out comes Blaine Carnes. A little more beef on the table for Canyon Lake. Here comes Dalton Stanley. I told you Dalton Stanley could play defense. Here he comes.
Apparently they did, in fact, pick that flag up, as best I can tell.
I guess they did. Somebody must have ate it because I did not see it.
So we got 4th and minutia.
4th down and a little bit to go. About a minute to go here in the first half of play. 4th down and a little bit. So just know they're going to beef this up and punch it in. They'll get the first down and more. The Trojans will get out to about the 38-yard line. They're in a hurry-up offense. Tick, 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 tick goes the clock that we can't see. Shotgun formation. They'll go into a throwing mode immediately. Warren takes the ball outside. Pass caught and wrapped down immediately by number 5, Patrick Allman. There he is. Patrick Allman. We haven't seen him all season. He's been nursing an injury. His timeout has been called by the Trojans. Good to see Patrick Allman in the mix.
It is. He got over there quick. That was an excellent play. They run a smash route, come down to the flag, make a curl, and just hope to make a play out in space. Patrick Allman didn't free him up for it.
You got to think that a lot of coaches saying, wow, it's great to have Allman back because he was such an integral part of the defense last year as well as the offense. And I'm sure there's folks out there watching right now did across the Fruited Plain in Georgia, big clan over in Georgia. We'll go to a break here in just a second. We'll be right back. Maybe.
Hey, if you're looking for a plumbing service to do things right the first time, well, look no further than Cowboy Plumbing Services. Cowboy Plumbing Services, owned by Jared and Sarah Criddle here in Comal County, will come out and do your home or business the right way the first time. Give them a call at 830-214-4133 or give them an email at cowboyplumbing@msn.com. Cowboy Plumbing Services, they'll do it right the first time.
Here's Harper looking downfield. He's got some room. He's going to tuck and run it, but it's too late to make that decision. And brought down by Herbert again, and along with Souza. Brings up 3rd down and about 5. Time on the clock being a factor here. We don't know how much time, but they're trying to get their players in and off the field. Shotgun for Harper. 28 in motion to the right side. It's going to be a pitch out to the right side. Here comes the cavalry. Viatric, and it's a whole mess of bodies. And he's going to maybe make a yard. It's going to be 4th down and 4. Try to call the game here, but with no clock. But Martinez tried to get to the first down on a pitch out, and it's going to be 4th down and 4. They're going to let the clock run out, it looks like, as much as they can and call timeout, and it's exactly what they do. So there's probably a few seconds left on the clock. We're unattuned to how much that may be, but they may punt the ball here at 4th and 4. Canyon Lake may have the ball back a few seconds. Who knows? Well, it's been a game that we talked about, a lot of running, but I'll tell you what, some of the running has been in some of the trickery of the slot T offense.
Well, it has, especially on our side, but on the Beeville side, a lot of the running is due to the fact that we're making good coverage. I mean, we're playing excellent in the secondary, just having a little trouble tackling in the secondary. But as far as coverages go, we've sewed them up.
Yep. And that happened against Wimberley as well as LaGrange. They had a lot of speedsters and some very big D1 commits on Wimberley. And secondary has improved vastly. Well, here comes a 4th down and 4. Limited time on the clock here. Harper shotgun. And it's going to be a quick pitch out. Oh, and Colton Ramey got a paw out on the ball and stopped the clock. How huge was that? Colton Ramey, the junior, on a pitch out to the right side, and Ramey put the big catcher's mitt up there and knocked it down. Now, Canyon Lake is going to have the ball 1st and 10, somewhere about the 43-yard line. Make it the 45.
Seconds left on the clock.
He just said how many seconds left on the clock. I did not catch that. We might have one play. I know we have 2 timeouts left. What a play by Ramey. So it'll be 1st and 10, Canyon Lake at the 45. Let's see if Coach lets his hair down a little bit here with whatever he's got up his sleeve. We may have one play. I know we have at least 2 timeouts. And they'll spread them out a little bit here. Shotgun formation, the spread offense for Canyon Lake. Beatrix over to the right side of McMullen. McMullen takes a snap, looks downfield, has a man, pump fakes in the middle, in and out of the hands of Pauly on his backside. That'll stop whatever clock is left. And that was the last play of the first half. What a first half has been for Canyon Lake. Your score, Canyon Lake 29 and the Trojans 14. What a nice night to see some football, Darren. And I appreciate everything that you're doing over there. And we're going to take a break here from our sponsors. This is Canyon Lake Broadcasting, the voice of the Hawks.
Hey, this is Stephanie at Good Life Pharmacy. If you have not had a chance yet, stop on by our pharmacy and come meet our team. We are open Monday through Friday from 9 to 6 and Saturdays 9 to 2. Come check out our website at www.goodlifefarm.com. We also even have an app that you can use on your smartphones to help manage your refills and requests. You can even text us through the app and we can respond quickly to your questions and concerns. Again, stop on by when you get a chance or give us a call at 830-214-2920. Thank you so much and take care.
You may think you can get a good burger almost anywhere around here, but at Baja Barbecue Shack we have a lot more to offer. While enjoying one of our delicious options between Tex-Mex and barbecue entrees, or enjoying a drink at one of our full-service bars, you and the kids will be well entertained by our live music while overlooking the marina, which is one of the best spots in Canyon Lake to see the beautiful sunset. So come join the Baja family. Find us at BajaBarbecueShack.com or give us a call at 830-935-3122.
Score big at Bliss Designs and Boutique, your very own Canyon Lake Hawk headquarters. T-shirts, jerseys, spirit wear, ball caps, custom embroidery, and more. All your favorite game gear in one great location. Don't forget, we also have trendy fashions, footwear, jewelry, candles, and many other great gifts and accessories. Bliss Designs and Boutique, located in Hancock, right next door to Meemaw's Tacos. Thank you for shopping local in our Canyon Lake community.
Whether you're needing assistance with your mortgage to buy your home, buy a vacation home or rental property, refinance or take the equity out of your home to pay off high-interest credit card debt or other financial needs, call Mike Horner at Gold Financial Services, your local mortgage lender. Whether you have great credit or have had an issue or life situations that have affected your credit, he is there for you. Call him today at 210-240-6196. Mike Horner at Gold Financial Services, NMLS, number 234487, Equal Opportunity Lender. Gold Financial Services is a division of AmCap Mortgages LTD, NMLS number 129122.
At Lucky Sports Bar and Grill, you won't fail to see the big Texas personality. Come watch some of your favorite sports while enjoying our great food or an ice-cold beverage from our full-service bar. You can choose between indoor or outdoor patio-wasted seating. Lucky's is now open until 11 p.m. every Friday, varsity home games. Go Hawks! We're located at 18100 FN 306.
We're open daily, and you can find our hours at luckysportsbarandgrill.com or give us a call at 830-935-3115.
And welcome back, Canyon Lake Broadcasting, the voice of the Hawks, coming to you here at halftime in Beeville, Texas, home of the Jones Trojans. Well, Canyon Lake has come in here 29-14 as the slot T offense has seemed to work a little bit better than the Trojan slot T offense. It's been a battle of the run game for sure here at Beeville on a great night for football on 9/11, 19 years of the day that 9/11 occurred, and we look back at that 19 years ago and take our hats off to all the first responders and families who lost their lives in the protection of others. Well, here at the halftime, we're going to have the halftime stats. I'm sitting here with Don Holmes, hilltopnewspaper.com, for your halftime stats for the game. Don, thanks for being here underneath the stars. It hadn't broadcast a game outside since the 2017 game when we went to Taylor in one district.
Yeah, and Canyon Lake is just taking up where they left off last week. They have 266 yards rushing on 26 carries and 277 total yards. 11 yards of that was in the passing play on that one completion to Jeremy Green. 13 first downs for the Hawks. 2 punts for a 45-yard average and no fumbles and 2 penalties for 20 yards. For the Trojans, 179 total yards, 5 first downs. The reason they have less first downs is that Canyon Lake's pretty much bottled them up. They've had a couple of long runs that got them their scores, and so that's why that you would think they'd have more with 179 yards of rushing. They've rushed 179 yards of offense. They rushed 16 times for 128 yards. They completed 4 passes out of 7 attempts for 51 yards. They punted twice for a 31-yard average. They fumbled once, did not lose it, and they had 5 penalties for 25 yards. So the Hawks are proving that they can run regardless, and also the defense is doing a good job of bottling up their slot T, except for just a couple of snafus. They've done well. The leading rusher for the Hawks is a quarterback. I think his name is Peyton McMullen, 96 yards on 3 carries. The Canyon Lake Hawk rushing team has 3 other rushers that have carried the bulk, and all of them are 45 yards or more. So if you just double that for another half, they have a possibility of having 4 rushers for 100 yards in one game.
Well, certainly they had the 3 rushers last week as LaGrange came into town. 61-23 was the victory. We had 3 rushers over 100 yards.
Right.
And they have that distinct possibility of having that happen again tonight.
Yeah, because you also have Horner, or he has 76 yards rushing. And so he might be a shoe-in. But you never know with Rivali. He could catch one or, just get an open. He had one open run that was called back because of penalty. And so there's always that chance. And Beatrice is just tearing it up in the middle. A lot of tough yardage that he's getting, and he's bringing a great A with this game so far.
He is. One thing I'm impressed the most is the defensive secondary covering their speedsters out of the backfield, and even as they come out into the shotgun formation, split out. Our secondary has caused some sacks. Secondary sacks, as we call it, right? But that's been most impressive for the defense.
Yeah, what you notice here with 2 slot T teams where the pass is supposed to be a surprise, both teams are not in the slot when they make all their passes. And so that defensive play that you just said speaks well because that's not based on the slot T passing. However, when they are doing their slot T pass, neither team is doing very well with that right now because the teams know what a slot T can do with a pass when you're not expecting it. So those DBs are ready for that.
Yeah, it's been we talked about, and everybody has talked about it, the slot T matchup down south with the big title for the week, and it's proven to be that Canyon Lake has been more successful. Our offensive line has controlled their defensive line much more than the other way around.
Oh, yeah, we know. The other thing that you can look at is that the first quarter only lasted about I'm thinking about 12 minutes because there's only 2 scores, and it was over in a nanosecond. Whereas in that second quarter, so many TDs happened that it just slowed it down, and we played the second quarter a lot slower. Based on having to wait and do a kickoff, stuff like that. I'm also impressed with Dalton Stanley on the kicks. He is true blue on his extra points, and that speaks well for us. And then also that onside kick he did was perfect. There was no way they were even close to knowing what to do. And in fact, the Beeville guy was looking at it going, "What am I going to do? What am I going to do?"
I believe that. That Coach Green, we know how he's kind of this mad scientist, special teams coordinator. I think he said try to pick out somebody and hit them because it was hit pretty hard.
Right.
And I got to believe that was a planned kick.
Well,
and
if you are Beeville, you're looking at that ball coming in, about 4 Hawks coming right at you. But your action is recover the ball. He didn't even think I don't want to jump down there and recover it. So
absolutely,
yeah. So that was a good play by the Hawks because we were not in control of the game at the time that happened, and that allowed us to get 2 touchdowns in a row, which put the sails behind our or the wind behind our sails. So we 29 points in one half is not bad.
Not bad. Well, Don Holmes, owner, hilltopnewspaper.com. He'll have the story out tomorrow with all his facts, right?
Yes, and I also want to say that, the only thing we could judge by Beeville was that they played Bernie and got beat 42-13. Well, we scrimmaged Bernie, and you can't base things all on a scrimmage, but reality is that we did very well against Bernie in our scrimmage. And so with that 29-14 sounds about right. And how this game would have gone, in my estimation.
Well, we'll see you in the second half of play. Hilltopnewspaper.com. Don Holmes, facts, and information for Canyon Lake.
And one more thing: don't ever believe what Corey tells you on when the game's going to, or when the paper's going to come out with a story, because it's never going to be early.
Well, we'll get it out there. I appreciate it, Don. Hilltopnewspaper.com. The story will be out in the morning. Thank you, Don. We're going to go to the halftime show here, the 9/11 presentation for our first responders.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beeville ISD Superintendent, Mr. Travis Fanning.
Tonight, we have guests of Beeville ISD who have joined us for the special halftime ceremony. At this time, with guests in the stands that are first responders and who are currently serving or are veterans of our armed forces, please stand and be recognized. 19 years ago, the entire nation came together to mourn the lives of nearly 3,000 Americans who perished in the devastating attacks of September 11, 2001. Due to first responders' brave and swift actions, thousands of more lives were spared through evacuations and the subsequent search for survivors. Please join us in a brief moment of silence as we remember the victims of the first responders who lost their lives in the tragic 9/11 attacks.
Good evening. Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack in a series of deliberate and deadly terrorist acts. The victims were in airplanes, were in their offices, secretaries, businessmen and women, military and federal workers, moms and dads, friends and neighbors. Thousands of lives were suddenly ended by evil, despicable acts of terror. The pictures of airplanes flying into buildings, Fires burning, structures collapsing, and filled us with disbelief, terrible sadness, and quiet, unyielding anger. These acts of mass murder were intended to frighten our nation into chaos and retreat. But they have failed. Our country is strong. A great people has been moved to defend a great nation. Terrorist attacks can shake the foundations of our biggest buildings, but they cannot touch the foundation of America. These acts shatter steel, but they cannot dent the steel of American resolve. America was targeted for attack because we're the brightest beacon for freedom and opportunity in the world, and no one will keep that light from shining. This is a day when all Americans from every walk of life unite in our resolve for justice and peace. America has stood down enemies before, and we will do so this time. None of us will ever forget that.
And the entire community pays tribute to the first responders in our community who continually sacrifice their lives to protect our daily freedom and well-being. Thank each of you for the positive representation of the uniforms you wear. Your courage is honored and appreciated. During this global pandemic, we want to also recognize our doctors, nurses, medical professionals, and educators who have answered the call to duty during these difficult times. Because of you, our community is healthy and our children are being educated. On behalf of the Beeville ISD Board of Trustees, faculty, students, and the entire community, thank each and every one of you for unselfishly giving of yourselves. Everyone, please join us in honoring these brave servicemen and women on the field and in the stands. Thank you. Enjoy the remainder of the game and go Trojans!
Well, what a great tribute to the 9/11 memorial and the service members here in America, our first responders, as we have them out on the midfield. What a great halftime show put on by Beeville ISD.
It really was, and a stark reminder of all of the things that people sacrifice and do so that we have the opportunity to do this, and especially this year, you know, with the extended sacrifice that people have made, not only at the Beeville ISD, who did a great job honoring their folks, but at Comel ISD as well.
Right. Well, we got scoreboard back. It's 29-13 here at Jones Trojan High School. Darren's over here working the board, making everything happen. I hope you all enjoy our broadcast tonight, as Darren has not been on the air so much, but he has been doing his producer role better than I've seen him do it in 5 years.
I've been on the air, just not talking.
Right. We're out underneath the stars on the visitor side, and it's great to be broadcasting out in the open. I love the open outdoor air here, man, and for me, it doesn't get me better than this.
Well, it's a great game to boot. You talk about these two teams, really pretty well evenly matched, but I mean, Canyon Lake is just not let up.
They haven't.
They've used a little trickeration. They've done an onside kick. They've done a number of different things with the quarterback keepers that we haven't seen a lot of, and McMullen's made them pay.
Yeah, absolutely has. And coaches had some good calls, and they effectively got the jitters out of the first drive, and they had one drive that they halt. But beyond that, Canyon Lake has really come alive with their offensive prowess. But we talked to Don about it a while ago. What I'm really happy with so far is the secondary of the defense.
Yeah, the secondary has shown up extremely well in forcing they're forcing that quarterback to make bad decisions, or to have to run, or to have to make plays in space and out of the pocket. And we've done a really good job on the front line and with our linebacking crew in pursuit. Except for a couple of bad tackles that let them slip through the cracks, we've really kind of held our own in all phases.
Yeah, Harper and Spicer made them pay, and rightfully so. They're great athletes in their own right. But making Harper make some bad decisions, he's done that in the prior two games. Canyon Lake has turned up the pressure, and I'm telling you out there right now, Coach has made some adjustments in for the second half on the defense, like he always does.
Well, this is an offense that can score, so it's giving up 2 scores to them is nothing to be ashamed of at all. I mean, they busted a couple big plays, they made some mistakes in there, but really the defense has acquitted themselves well, and Hooper's had a good scheme against them and has really been able to bottle them up, as you said, LJ. Really going with a really stacked box, and that's held them in check for the most part.
Right, and the mistakes, Darren, have come actually after an excellent play. So it's the second effort where they've missed a tackle. It's not in the first effort because they're holding them in check in deep pass. They have not gotten behind us at all.
Well, Corey, I got the old scoreboard up on the screen. We've got it up and running. I had 14 points for them. They have 13 on the board. Don't know what's right. I guess I'll use
They can have the 13. I'll take the 29.
Exactly. So we'll make an adjustment on our board.
Well, we've been making a lot of adjustments, as I know that both coordinators will make coming out after this. But if you're on the offense, Corey, what adjustment do you make on offense?
Well, the adjustment I think that you make on the offense is this: none. You come, what brought you to the dance, you keep going with it, and you hold on to the ball, and you grind it out. They do have a lot of players that go both ways. We talked about in the pregame show just briefly because we only had 30 minutes to do this, but they've got a lot of guys going both ways. And I'm telling you what, as slot T offenses do, they run it, they know as well. It'll wear you out. By the end of the third quarter or fourth quarter, you're worn out, like I said earlier, like a college laundry bag, with some old stinky socks in the bottom.
Absolutely, and we'll see who's best conditioned, because both teams are going to continue to grind it and continue to try to do ball control, and we'll see who's got the conditioning to hold up in the fourth quarter.
What I like to see about Canyon Lake, is that Canyon Lake has brought in a number of players on the defensive line, in and out all game.
Well, that's the thing we talked about. A lot of different guys that they're bringing into the game, guys like Herbert and Shelley, and just really, bringing a lot of other guys into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and having Patrick Allman back and a couple other linebackers has really made a difference as well. So we've got fresh legs, whereas Beeville doesn't necessarily have the same luxury. They're super talented, but perhaps not as deep.
Well, all remains to be seen who will win the game. It's 29-14. They got 14 on the board now.
Oh, well, I guess I was right.
We were right. See, LJ added up.
Somebody's listening to our broadcast and they spot him in.
I never should doubt myself.
You should never doubt yourself.
You never know who's going to be listening. Mexico, Korea.
Well, we had some people way up north listening.
We do. We have some folks in New Jersey actually tonight listening.
New Jersey. Forget about it. Well, we're not going to forget about you guys. It's 5 minutes to go to kickoff, and the players haven't come out on the field yet. But what a great halftime performance and tribute to our 9/11 first responders. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, it's a great night to memorialize the events of that day and the first responders and those who really kind of gave all in the midst of all of that chaos of that day.
And they represented the entire package. I mean, they had the paramedics, they had sheriff's department, police, fire. So excellent
job by Beeville ISD.
And you can kind of see it in our picture right now. You got the fire truck lit up over there had the American flag on it at the beginning of the game. Just a nice effort by Beeville.
Great night for football here in South Texas and across Texas as well. We're going to come back here in just a second. We'll give one commercial break here. We're going to come back with some scores real quick from the other district players. LJ is going to give it to us. We're Canyon Lake Broadcasting, Voice of the Hawks. We'll be right back after this message. So stay there.
Stargrass inside the Good Life Pharmacy on FM 306. From packing and shipping to faxing and copying, we can do it all here at the UPS store. Amazon returns, we can take care of that. We also have a notary on staff throughout the day. Come see us here at the UPS store across from Rebecca Creek Elementary on FM 306.
PaulSawyerSeptics.com, installing systems that last a lifetime. No matter how large or small, how simple or complex your project may be, call on PaulSawyerSeptics.com. They'll meet all of your on-site sewage system needs. Give them a ring at 830-935-4936. Again, that's 830-935-4936. PaulSawyerSeptics.com, installing systems that last a lifetime.
And we're rolling back here down the tracks here in Beeville, Texas. Canyon Lake Broadcasting, Voice of the Hawks, in our fifth year this year. And a lot going on with Canyon Lake Broadcasting, and we appreciate you viewing out there. Appreciate the support from Como ISD and Canyon Lake High School as well, and also the Booster Club, which now we're a part of. And Booster Club president here is L.J. Anderson with some good news on what he has going on with the Booster Club.
So we're very excited. We've got several down at our Hawk Watch. We've been bringing that to you now for the third week.
And that's where's that?
That is at Hidden Valley Sports Complex, the youth football fields right below the dam. You know, it's a fantastic venue where people can gather, enjoy the game with Hawk fans out with a big screen on the lawn chairs, blankets, concessions. We have merchandise for sale, and we have prizes. Prizes to announce. So
I like prizes.
Yes, this is a $20 gift certificate to Guadalajara.
Ooh.
If you are the winning ticket number, and that ticket number is 9807652. Again, 9807652. You are the winner of $20 for Guadalajara, which on home games stays up late, so we can go have some street tacos.
That's right. After the home games, Guadalajara will be open to go over there and to have the.
I had the street taco. I had the street tacos last week.
Delicious.
They were quite good. Quite good.
Love them.
Well, here come the Canyon Lake Hawks, and we appreciate everything out there. We're going to give away some Meemaw's tacos here in just a minute. Not now, so everybody hold on. Don't get too excited. Meemaw's Tacos giveaway coming up. You'll be wanting to text us at 210-246-3345. That's 210-246-3345. Meemaw's Tacos. 2 $8 gift certificates coming up here in about 5 minutes. Don't text now, whatever you do. Well, it's glad to be back here at the second half of play. Canyon Lake up 29-14. The Trojans will be getting the ball on the opening kickoff, and you know they've got everything in their pocket they're going to pull out. So we'll see what Coach Cooper can do defensively, and Coach Moses will do offensively for the Hawks to keep us in the head of this game in the South Texas shootout here in Beeville.
Yeah, so if I'm Coach Souza right now, I would have gone in at halftime and said, look, you're going to have to get a lot lower. Both offensive and defensive lines for Canyon Lake have won the war in the trenches and are doing an exceptional job. I would look probably for them to pass a little bit more and perhaps pick on the secondary. They know they got some youth back there. And so maybe just run some more routes on and see if they can create some plays in space. For Canyon Lake, I think the do-nothing choice is exactly right. You do nothing to change the game plan that you came in here with and just hit them right in the mouth.
That's right. Change nothing, do the same thing. Well, here comes the kickoff. Dalton Stanley, number 4, will be kicking it off over there. And I understand we got a live screenshot there. I want to welcome everybody. And it'll be kickoff time here at Jones Stadium. Back deep and receive the kick. Oops, sorry about that, LJ.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm in the way. Trying to do all that I can do here.
25 in the background will be Francis along with number 5, and that's Newsom. Here goes the kickoff for the second half. Stanley gets it. He punches it down. Nice high kick, and then he's taking it out the 20-yard line. And he's out to the 25. Cuts back, and here comes the crowd. And nice tackle by number 52. I'll make that number 60 for Canyon Lake in on the tackle.
That was well covered by Canyon Lake. We had 4 guys down around that runner. And any one of us could have put him down.
Gunnar Walker on the tackle, number 60. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Welcome back, everybody. This is Canyon Lake Broadcasting, the voice of the Hawks in our 5th season. So the Trojans down by 2. Here comes Harper with the Trojans. It's going to be a dive play. Number 5, right side. Beatrick there along with Sean Pendleton. Ramey closing the gap as well. Newsom on the carry.
Pick up of 2 yards on the play.
It'll be a gain of about 2, 2nd down and 8 for the Trojans. Nothing fancy here so far, LJ and Darren. Just good old slot T, 3.5 yards to establish that line of scrimmage.
Well, they're going to try to see if they have the line of scrimmage to establish right now. Try to move the football.
Harper under center. It's going to be a dive play. Right side, he's got room. He's got more room. He's cuts to the middle. There's in the open. And slips a tackle. Here comes Beatrick. And Anderson had him down at about the 45-yard line. He slips the tackle. Beatrick makes the stop. a game-saving TD. And there you go, Gonzalez with the big first down and run for the Trojans.
Well, he breaks loose. He comes, and Anderson comes across. He didn't have the angle on him, got his head behind him and stood out in front, so he slips through that one, but slowed him down enough to where we could have a touchdown-saving tackle.
Well, Viatric showed a little bit of that speed he's got. Now, the running back's not the fastest guy on that team, but nice job by Viatric.
1st and 10, Harper gives the ball off to the right side. It comes back in. That's that ground and pound misdirection for the slot T offense is famous for. Number 4 on the carry, Martinez. He'll pick up 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
The tackle number 10, Bowers, over 64, Herbert.
Herbert and Bowers on the tackle. 2 names that probably weren't known to the public before this year, doing a bang-up job. He'll make 6 yards. On them, we'll call it 2nd and 4. The Trojans working it methodically. Spicer on the right side. There he goes. Spicer with that speed. And just like that, touchdown. 3 plays and a touchdown for the Trojans, and that's the way they want to start off this half. I'll guarantee it.
Well, there you go. The coach, I'm sure, really did some free coaching at halftime and had them fired up to come out and just march right down the field.
Really what you saw there is a change in the speed of attack up to the line of scrimmage. Beeville came back out possessed and was actually running at the point of attack a lot faster.
Yes, they were. Here's Washington for the extra point attempt. Here's a snap. The hold, the kick is up, and it is good. So here we are at 10 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's 29-21 as the game tightens up. An impressive 3-play drive by the Trojans. And they hit pay dirt with the speed they have. We all knew it coming into the game. Well, Canyon Lake will have to retool and do what they do best, is what we talked about. Just keep with the same game plan.
They are. They're going to get a little free coaching here. I mean, they came out a little bit flat. The angles were a little bit bad. Even on that last play into the end zone, they had 3 shots at him and missed. And so you're basically going to get told, hey, look, you got to flatten out. You can't go at these guys and allow them to juke you. If your head is behind the runner when he's going downhill, it's a 100% chance of a miss.
Well, it's kickoff time. Backkeepers are volley, Moss and Pauly. Back in the middle is going to be Bowers, Patrick Allman and Jeremy Green. Now, will Washington kick it down there? He'll try a little trickery like Coach Green had done. Hang on in a moment. We're going to go do the Meemaw's Taco giveaway here in just a moment. So get your phones ready.
Washington on the kick for the Trojans.
And here comes Washington with the kick. High chopper, and that'll go to Green. Green will take the ball. He's got side room flag on the play, and went out about the 45. Jeremy Green's not the guy you want to kick it to just to try to get it, because he's got sure hands and he's got speed as well. Like I said, there's a flag on the play at about the 44-yard line on the far side of the field.
They're pointing toward Beeville.
Yeah.
Some sort of infraction on them, it looks like.
I think it's going to be a face mask. I'm not sure, but that would be my guess.
Well, while they're deciding
it's going to be a personal foul, face mask, 15 yards, and that vastly improves Canyon Lake's field position all the way out to the 41-yard line of the Trojans.
Something that you definitely wanted to see. We need to get back in this game and get that score back. Michelle Lesser is the winner of the Guadalajara's $20 gift certificate.
Congratulations to her.
Michelle Lesser. Great job, Michelle. Thank you for being a Hawk Watch.
Blaine Carnes spin out to the right side to the numbers. It's going to be a dive play. Viatric. There goes Viatric. He's got some room. It's across the 30. Takes it across the 25-yard line. And Viatric, what a block by Schultz and Teutsch. Bring that one.
Viatric might have scored if he could have got one more block out of Blaine Carnes. He just couldn't hold that block in that wide receiver position. But you're right, he got some great blocks out on the edge.
They'll move the chains, and that'll be enough for Canyon Lake. First down. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Hawks at the 25-yard line. Out goes Pauly. Out goes Harwell, Teutsch, Garcia, and Antenzio. Dive play, same play a while ago. A little bit different results, but Beatrix is going to get everything out of those short gains, and he'll get down to about the 22-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7. He might have gotten 3. In comes Ramey.
One of the little-known things about Beatrix is that he's also in powerlifting and has done quite well at a number of meets last year.
He did. Tight formation. It's going to be backside. Here comes Horner. Horner oversteps somebody, turns nothing into about a yard gain, but it's going to be not near enough. They'll take the yard, but it's going to be 3rd down and a long 7.
But you got to believe that Coach Moses is going to use 2 downs here. There's no way he's going to punt this thing. So they got 2 downs to get that 7 yards.
And that is a truism. In comes Pauly. 3rd down and 7. Trojans looking to get the crowd back into it. Here they come to the line of scrimmage. Big 3rd down play for Canyon Lake. McMullen drops back to pass, has a man, and just out of the hands of Tanner Schultz. So that'll be 4th down and 7. Schultz was open. McMullen just hit the outside as Schultz laid out to get the ball. Decision time.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt in Coach Moses' mind what he's going to do. Well, at least not in terms of going for it. Now, he's got a lot of trickeration he may be pulling out.
Trickeration. Well, let's see what kind of trickeration as Blaine Carn split out to the left side. Here comes a big 4th down play for Canyon Lake. Rivali in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep, and Rivali has a block. There goes Rivali. He's across the 10. Rivali finds his corner. Touchdown, Canyon Lake, and that's what you have for 3rd down and 7. 4th down and 7 for Canyon Lake. A touchdown. What a depressing touchdown that must be for the Trojans.
Well, and not eating trickeration, it was just going to the opposite side, so they made them miss in space. You know, we've seen a couple of times where we've missed in space just by getting out there and one little juke frees them all up. That time, Rivali did the same thing. He peels around that edge and actually left them behind.
Put the speed on it. Trickeration made them lose space. I'm lost in space. Here comes the extra point of Kemp up for Stanley, and it is good. Well, moving forward, 36-21, 8:15 here in the 3rd quarter. We have a scoreboard. And thank you, Beeville, for fixing that. And we'll use that as a staple here in our broadcast so we can be a little more accurate in what's going on.
Well, and, you know, it says 8:15, and that's actually great news, Corey, because that means that we came back and in less than 2 minutes put the answer back on the board and exactly what we needed to get the spirits back up on this defense.
Well, it'll be a long night for both teams. This is going to be a scoring game. We'll probably see some more action on the field, but you know,
the impressive thing, Corey, with that score was the number of blockers that were leading the train before Rivali ever got close to
I'll tell you. You look at this again. You're going to see a big block by Brett Harwell, the sophomore.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, lining up the ball will be Stanley again at the 40-yard line. Now, coaches are out on the field giving last-minute directions. Back are the speed team is again going to be the same people that were responsible for the touchdown last time. And it's going to be Newsom again in 25. That's going to be Francis back deep with Spicer hanging around the 30-yard line. And this time, Dalton Stanley puts one out to the 20. Nice kick. Here comes the Hawk kicking team. Throws a miss, and Anderson does the job. And nice tackle by the sophomore Anderson, number 19, along with number 52, making his stop, Ethan Maxson.
Hey, Corey, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Gunnar Walker and the knifing play he did to get at the guy's feet. Now, he didn't make the tackle, but he certainly disrupted him and slowed him down and allowed those other guys to come in and clean it up.
Now, it's going to be there may be a flag on the play. I don't see a flag, but everybody's loitering around.
Loitering.
There's a flag
against the Canyon Lake. It may have been offsides. It's at the 40-yard line, far side of the field. Little glare on the field over there, so it's hard to see those flags on that side, all the way by between the hash marks and the numbers. But nevertheless, there it is. They're going to put it back 5 yards and have Stanley, the junior kicker.
We get to do it again.
We will get to do it again. More excitement. Well, Canyon Lake Broadcasting is, again, thankful for being here tonight. To you, the sponsors out there, and the viewers. So give yourself a pat on the back. We're going to give some Meemaw's tacos away in a minute. My phone will blow up.
Oh, yeah, you got to get ready because that counting's got to go a little faster than it has the last couple of times.
I've got to do some squat thrusts.
It really tests the iPhone 4.
Yes. Well, no, it's a 6. I got a 6S.
He's upgraded. He
yeah,
retired.
Hey.
We had a memorial service for the iPhone 4. It was the last one known to be used in
happiest
the United
day in the
States.
Smithsonian's life.
Well,
they got that thing.
There's still one left, and that's at Alameda Mall in Houston.
That thing's right up there with a Singer sewing machine and an old typewriter.
One of those two.
Morse code is what that was.
Here we go again. Dalton Stanley going to line up at the 35-yard line after a 5-yard offside penalty. He's going to chunk way up in the air. It's going to be at about the 36-yard line, taken by the upback, number 6, and he is across midfield. Great field position brought down by number 44, Souza. And that's going to leave the defense a little tough to bear as Trevino gets across midfield to the 48.
A good starting position. That 5-yard penalty of being offside really cost them about 25 to 30 yards right there.
It did.
Tough situation for Canyon Lake.
Well, let's see what Coach Huber, the defensive coordinator, has lined up as he's famous for making adjustments at halftime. Here they come, running out to as the second clock is winding down 7 seconds. 6. Shotgun formation. Harper takes a snap. It's going to be a quarterback keep. It's going to be a number 2, Spicer with the ball. And Spicer's going to cross, and they're going to not give him but about a yard maybe. That was a direct snap.
That was a direct snap. That was the Wildcat.
Flag on the play in the backfield from the back judge.
So they moved the quarterback out to wide out and had him line out here. I don't know that he was actually a decoy. I think they have it as a pass.
Yeah, holding on the offense, trying to get the ball to their top athletes, which is Spicer, Martinez, Newsom, and even the quarterback Harper. Get the ball to your playmakers and let them make plays in open field. So it's going to be a holding call, not to be a spot of the foul. Back 10 yards.
Well, we talked about adjustments. We're already seeing some of the Sosa adjustments. Wildcat package is not something that we've seen out of them in any film or anything leading up to this game. That's new.
So they'll repeat first down. It'll be first down in about 16. Make it 17. Ball at the 44-yard line. First and 10. Here comes the standard slot. Harper rolls out, looking downfield. He's got a man, wheels around, and just out of the reach. Incomplete, intended for number 3 for the Trojans. Gonzalez. Anderson on the cover there. That'll stop the clock with 7:27 to play here in the third quarter. Canyon Lake up 36-21. Anybody's ball game here tonight at Beeville. I'm looking at number 5, Patrick Coleman. It's good to see him out there. He brings another element to it. Not only does he relieve Coburn, the upstart linebacker, but he also gives Viatric some rest as well. Backside, here comes the student body right, cut through the middle. Oh, it's a fumble on the play. Canyon Lake dove on it, and Canyon Lake has the ball. Holy Toledo with the fumble recovery for Canyon Lake, number 52, Ethan Maxson. And there's a break Canyon Lake needed. Not sure who poked the ball out or how it came out, but the end result is Canyon Lake will have it. First and 10 at their own 46-yard line.
Well, it looked like it was student bodies over there on that left side. It looked like Hayden Baker came up with a big play to kind of create some, havoc right over there. I'm not really sure who knocked the ball out.
Well, the end result is that Canyon Lake will have it as Blaine Carnes will come in with McMullen. McMullen having a good night tonight. Under the line of scrimmage they run. A few seconds left on the clock. Gets the ball away. Kind of a bobbled, fumbled handoff. It's Horner. Horner still on his feet, and Horner following Garcia out. Now, Garcia, he paved the way with Schultz, and Horner will pick up another 9. I'll tell you what, man. Garcia's had a heck of a 2 3/4 game, whatever you want to call it. I'll tell you that.
And showing some speed.
Yeah.
I mean, actually running in front of his running back there for quite a long ways, 5 or 6 yards.
Well, it'll be 2nd down and 1. Ball just up the 44-yard line of the Trojans. McMullen hands off to Rivali. Rivali runs into a wall. And that is a good play by the guy you kept talking about all part of the first night making the tackles, Forster.
Oh, I'm telling you, number 7, Bryce Forster is and Foster just all over the place. And he's going to continue to be a factor for them. But fortunately for us, he's kind of been the only factor on their defense tonight.
Well, that'll be enough for 1 yard, and that'll be enough for Canyon Lake. First down.
I didn't think they were going to give it to him, but line judge looked down the line and gave him that first down. So that's an awesome play right there.
Pauly split out wide to the left. Viatric in the backfield with Horner. Viatric right up the middle behind his lineman. And I'll tell you who got the push on that jump. It was Atenzio. What a play and push by Atenzio as they'll pick up. That'll be hurry up offense for Canyon Lake. Second and Cinco. Pick up a 5. Backside trap. And boy, I'll tell you what, there he is again. I'll give you the honors.
Bryce Foster. I mean, it's almost like ordering a dessert. You just keep on saying it over and over and over again. He is just everywhere on the football field tonight.
Be a loss of a yard, 3rd down and 6. I got to believe also if we can get close to the first down, we're in 4-down territories. Coach Moses believes in that.
Something you've seen on the Beeville defense now. They're starting to shoot those backers and jump the gaps.
Number 63, and they're pumping up his team for the Trojans. Split out wide to the right, twins right, Pauly left, shotgun. McMullen looking downfield. He's got some wheels. He's going to take off and run it. No, he throws it. Oh, my goodness. McMullen had 20 yards to run, and he threw the ball on the run. That was a mistake. That'll bring up 4th down and 6.
He had a man wide open, and all he had to do, but when you're on the run like that, you want to just take what's given to you, and he tried to force it down there.
He did.
Yeah, and that's really to his opposite hand, so he has to turn, square his shoulders. That's a tough throw, but had a guy open, but he had lots of space to run.
I thought for sure he was going to run that to about the 35-yard line, 25-yard line. 4th down. Coach rolling the bones here. McMullen downfield has a man. Doesn't know what to do. He's going to take off and run. McMullen fakes it. He's going to keep it. And McMullen's going to get the great block from Rivali. And McMullen picks up and uses his leg. Oh, now there's a flag on the play after the first down.
That's going to be a hit on Viatric. He kind of got a blindside block, hit on one of the guys downfield, and then kind of stood and taunted a little bit on it. That's unfortunate right there.
Yeah, Bill, the first down will remain because it was after the play was dead. And that's McMullen getting the first down on his own.
McMullen's showing a lot of patience then. I mean, he literally was trying to create a person to be open, and the fake just literally caused that corner to bite, and he takes off running, but an unfortunate
a turn of events, as they say. Viatric walloped somebody and blocked unsportsmanlike conduct on Canyon Lake, and that was, I believe, Viatric having the end of that one. Now, it will go back here to the 43-yard line of the Trojans. Now, I thought the play it occurred after the play was over.
I think he's been ejected from the game as well.
Well, Viatric's going down to the bench over here. So it's going to be 1st and 10. It was a first down. It was after the play, so Canyon Lake will have it 1st and 10. Patrick Allman in the backfield in place of Viatric. In the motion is Rivali. Going to give it to Patrick Allman. There he goes. Patrick Allman. And Allman across the 30-yard line. There is your senior running back making his debut with the carry. He'll pick up 13 yards, and that'll be enough for Canyon Lake. First down.
Well, you talk about the depth of Canyon Lake. You've got a couple of guys that are on the sideline, been on the sidelines for a couple of weeks now. Young running backs that were in the starting positions. You had Viatric. Now he's been set out, and you fill up with Patrick Allman.
You got a tiger in your tank. You run them. 1st and 10, Canyon Lake at the 28-yard line. It's going to be Horner. Horner looking for his blockers, and he gets one. And Garcia, flag on the play as Deutsch comes and blocks the blocker. Now, I'll tell you what, our linemen get downfield in slot T offenses, and they block downfield pretty hard, as most slot T offenses do. And I'll tell you, here goes another flag, and that's going to be against Canyon Lake. And Deutsch took care of his man. Probably a little too good.
Well, again, it's a pancake block. I mean, actually, you would give him credit for that in film, but perhaps a little bit too aggressive. I don't know what they're exactly calling it.
Well, I think they're just trying to get control back over this game. They didn't like the last two things that happened. They set Viatric down, and Deutsch is going to be lucky that he doesn't get set down himself.
Man, Coach he is furious out there. He's madder than a kid that got his Christmas present taken away.
That's pretty mad.
That's terrible. I'm paraphrasing, of course.
But well, one thing that's nice about the COVID is you can't say "read my lips" anymore.
That's true.
Those guys are out of business.
It'll be first down again. First down at about 16 yards after the penalty. It was a spot foul. McMullen rolling out. He's got pressure in his face. Looks downfield. He scrambles. Swings one out of bounds, and that's a good decision by McMullen. They'll stop the clock with 3:59 to play here in the third quarter, 36-21. Well, I'll tell you, he didn't have anybody open. He's still got a lot of downs. He knows the coach is going to make this 4-down territory. They're chewing some of the clock up. He threw it out of bounds. A good decision by McMullen.
Well, and number 40 comes in off that defensive tackle position and just kind of slides right in. He got pressure immediately, so it caused him to roll out and change the patterns.
Viatric's back in the game. Number 2, he was not tossed.
Well, that's
Rivali in again. Here goes the jet sweep. Another great block by Viatric, and Rivali takes the ball, and Viatric had a great block. No flag on the play this time. He'll get across to the 25-yard line. Pick up about 6. Let's see where they finally mark it. It's going to be third down and about 8, let's say. This is where we were a while ago when we had the penalty with Deutsch. So we're back. It's like Groundhog Day all over again.
Well, we had 30 yards against us on this in this one little drive right here. This kept this thing kept us out of the end zone, quite frankly.
In comes number 30. That's Moss, the sophomore. Bart Karn split out to the left. Pauly split out to the right. McMullen, shotgun. In motion goes Green, left to right. He'll set up in the slot, and timeout has been called by Coach Strum. Indecisive on the play. Good time to call a timeout. Maybe settle things down as well. Well, Darren, you've been working the magic over there all night long, making it happen. I hope everybody's enjoyed the broadcast. And we had some people step up already on the phone, and that's a good thing. But what they need to do now is go for those Meemaw's tacos.
That's right.
You got to text us at 210-246-3345. 210-246-3345 and text us, I want tacos, and give us your name. Got to have your name in there. Here we go, guys. We're going to clear the boards, as they say. Boards here are cleared. Here goes my iPhone 6. It's going to go off the charts.
We're going to watch it melt down here, I think.
We're going to take caller 10 and caller 15.
Oh, my gosh. Those are big numbers. That's a lot of counting you got to do.
I got my Casio. Where'd that go? I had a Casio around here somewhere. Here they come. 2 from Aledo, Texas, Uncle Steve.
Uncle Steve weighing in. He's going for it.
Here it goes. More people.
That was not a win.
Bearcats.
That was not a win.
Third down and 8. Canyon Lake up to the line of scrimmage. In the motion goes Rivali. It's going to be a trap right up the middle with Viatric. Viatric going to be short by about 2 yards, maybe 3 yards. So it's going to be another big fourth down. The tacos are coming in, folks.
There is no doubt what's going to happen, but we're going to make sure that you're texting, no calling.
They're
texting only.
They're texting. 4th and 2, folks. Well, get up on your feet if you're at home. Bang your chest.
There's a lot of people out there that want tacos.
Fourth down and 2. Up comes Ben Crisp. Here we go. Rivali set to the right. It's going to be a dive play, and it's going to be Viatric. Viatric jumps across the 30-yard line. And Canyon Lake with behind that offensive line, Tenzio And Atenzio gets it cleared out. Beatrick gets across the 15, and that'll be enough. For Canyon Lake, first down. All right, you can stop texting.
Solid guts by the front line right then to get that 2 yards. That's all on them.
All right, please stop texting.
We have winners. We have winners. We have winners.
Shotgun, spread offense for the Hawks. And somebody moved on Canyon Lake's side. Number 26 over there for the Trojans, pointing out the guilty party.
Oh, absolutely. Number 26 was pointing at that, and I think he influenced the referee.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's number 28, Delabosk. And Canyon Lake's had more penalties there on this drive.
They could have scored 3 times
well,
already.
Don, how many penalties we've had on this drive in the yards?
He's still calculating.
He's
up
calculating.
There.
He's
calculating
I have
away.
a Casio. He has an abacus. All right, you can stop texting now. We'll give you the winner here in just a moment. First down and 15 for Canyon Lake. It's going to be a draw play right up the middle and getting some positive yards, but getting tackled just a few yards. That's going to be Shane Moss on the carry, the sophomore. Checking up on the play is 28, who we talked about just a while ago, Delabosk. In comes Schultz, number 40. So we're down to a minute 28 here in the third quarter, and Canyon Lake's used up a lot of this clock. I'll tell you, penalties or not.
Penalties are not, but they've kept the ball out of Beeville's hands. If they punch it in here, they have essentially milked all of the second half of the third quarter.
That's right. Here comes backside. It's going to be Rivali. He's got some room. He's going to have to make the corner and cut back, and he does. Rivali gets across the 5. Touchdown! Touchdown, Canyon Lake. What a move by Rivali. And there are players all over the place. Canyon Lake scores here with 1:04 to go here in the third quarter. Now that was a nice move by Rivali.
Well played. Used his blocker. Just let the block set up, and then just cut right off the block and went into the end zone.
All right, we'll give you a winner on those tacos here in just a minute, so hang on. Extra point attempt by Dalton Stanley. High snap. McMullen gets it down, and it just barely gets through. Kick is good. So, guys, here 1:04 to play in the third quarter. Canyon Lake 43, the Trojans 21. Well, what a game.
Absolutely. It's quite the game to hear tonight. And I tell you what, to put up 61 points last week and already put up 43 in 3 quarters in this game, the offense for Canyon Lake is really prolific and really hitting on all cylinders. The only thing they've really had go against them is the fact that they racked up about 45 yards in penalties on that one drive.
Yeah, kind of an emotional type of set, if you will. I mean, just emotional penalties, things that are uncharacteristic or have been uncharacteristic till now. But, you get into a game where it's tight. You're basically playing smash mouth football. You're trading punches, trading scores. The emotions get a little bit high.
Do we have a number on the penalties over there from Don a while ago?
I didn't get a penalties number, but I did hear we got 2 people over 100 yards now. So McMullen and Rivali are now over 100 yards.
6 penalties for 55 yards, and that's the stat guy, Don Holmes, over there, hilltopnewspaper.com. Well, it chewed up a lot of time off the clock, and we scored, so it came out all positive for Canyon Lake. 43-21, 1:04 here in the third quarter as Dalton Stanley gets under this one. Nice kick by Stanley all the way back at about the 15-yard line. Out to the 20. He's got room and speed, and all of a sudden he ran right smack dab into number 33 for Canyon Lake. And we don't say his name very much, but that's Braden Maxon.
Well, that's because he just moved up.
I was about to say he got brought up. He was in a tackle a while ago as well. 2 Maxon guys on the team with 2 Anderson guys.
That's right. We have 2 sets of twins on our football team.
It's like a Wrigley's commercial.
No, they're not that good looking.
Oh.
The Wrigley's commercials were awesome.
We're going to shut that one down there.
There are some moms that would probably disagree with you.
First and 10, Trojans.
I just got in trouble with my wife.
There goes the backside. Spicer takes the ball, looks for his blocks, holds on, waits patiently. And Spicer dodges in and out of traffic across the 40-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 41. Good run by the tailback for 9 yards. Make it 8, second down and 2.
And a tackle in space by our safety. So one of the adjustments that we said we needed to make is to make tackles in space. We just had a one-on-one tackle.
We got a timeout now. I don't like to see that. That is Patrick Allman.
Oh, no.
He is down. This is his first game back. He is favoring, he's sitting on his knee. He's up. But we hate to see that. Well, let me just go to the winners real quick. The winners for the Meemaw's Tacos are, drum roll. We have a drum roll. What do we got?
I do not.
Oh, my God. That sounds like a bad moped. Who's doing that?
I had a car that did that once. I left it on the side of the road in Taylor, Texas.
Here comes Patrick Allman limping off the field. The winners of the tacos is Brian Hughes and Michael Schneider. You can retrieve your gift certificate at Meemaw's Tacos. Walk in with your ID. You get an $8 gift certificate. That's Brian Hughes and Michael Schneider. Walk in. Meemaw's Tacos will have your name on a gift certificate there for $8. Make sure you share your ID. And if you're in a room with somebody and you win tacos because of Harper's Law, you have to share some of your tacos.
Yeah, there's got to be sharing amongst people.
Yeah, that's Harper's Law. So, there's a story behind Harper's Law. We'll get to it maybe later. Second down and 2 for the Trojans. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. He looks downfield, has a man wide open, and it's caught by Spicer. He gets behind Bowers and touchdown. There's the man they wanted to get the ball to at the end of the first half was Spicer. Bowers got caught looking in the backfield, and you can't do that when you have speed and talent like Spicer.
And Canyon Lake had made the adjustment. They went into basically their star package had 4 or 5 defensive backs back there. They put him on man coverage on Spicer, and Spicer just turned on the Jets.
Extra point attempt would be by Washington, number 21. Here's the kick is up, and the kick is good. Well, here come the Trojans fighting back. 20 seconds left in the third quarter. That was a quick strike. The last touchdown they made was in 3 plays. So for people who think Canyon Lake is up 43-28, just remember they've scored 4 plays in about 39 seconds total. But good to have everybody back here. It's going to be a shootout till the fourth quarter. We welcome everybody. Got the press box cam. Darren over here working it.
Yeah, we're bringing a little bit of a press box action here.
We used to have a face for radio. Now we have a video.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure that's a good thing, but it's good to see everybody out there at Hawk Watch. I'm glad they're enjoying it, and those watching at home.
I think everybody after seeing our video is praying for my wife. They really are.
Well, kicking back deep for the Canyon Lake Hawks is Rivali, number 22, and 30 is Shane Moss. Number 6 is Tyler Pauly. Kicking off will be Washington. Now does the green light be thrown out there for Washington to do a little squib kick? Or are they going to put this one back there for our guys to run back? They have been kicking at about the 30-yard line to our mid-backs. And it's going to be the same kick. It's going to be taken by Pauly at the 25-yard line. Looks for a space to go through. Stays on his feet. There goes Pauly, left side. And what was nothing turned into a little something across midfield. What a move by Tyler Pauly. A little shake and bake.
Well, and just enough strength to pull himself out of that tackle. It looked like he was going to, get an arm tackle that might just bring him down, and he wouldn't go down and force his way free.
Well, that puts Canyon Lake in excellent field position. 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. Good job by Pauly. Here comes Carnes and McMullen into the game. So Canyon Lake would like to do another ground and pound. 13 seconds here in the third quarter. Hold on to the ball. Up to the line of scrimmage they go. We're looking right down the middle. Moss is in motion. He's a sophomore now. Moss has got some wheels. Blocking by Horner. And Moss goes down out of bounds here right in front of the bench. He's going to pick up about 3 yards on a jet sweep. And that will be the end of the third quarter as a meteorite comes flying over. I'm not sure if you caught that or not, but there was a meteorite They came flying over right at the end of the third quarter. Yeah, we got to have that on tape.
A meteorite.
It was a green.
It was a blue star.
Something. It was greenish blue. It looked like the last shot I've out of my Roman candle. But it's the fourth quarter here, and it's going to be 43-28. And I don't know if that's a good omen or a bad omen, but I saw it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we're still trading punches out here.
Absolutely are.
It's a prize fight.
Well, we told you it'd be a ground and pound for the slot T offenses here in South Texas. And somewhere in the mix of it's a Sousa thing. So,
yeah, you know, it's been the big play. It's if you look at us technically, we're playing an exceptional defense, but it's the big play that they've been able to bust with us. And, you know, we're going to have to find a way as we continue to improve to shut that down.
Well, Canyon Lake will have it. Gain of, they're going to call it 4, second down and 6. Ball outside the 46-yard line of the Trojans. Up to the line of scrimmage is the Hawk offense. It's going to be more of the same. Here comes Horner. Horner's going to twist around and turn. He's got loose. He's still behind Crisp. And Crisp with the blocks downfield. Horner twisting and turning. Now, somebody jumped all over Crisp a while ago. That was make that Toich as well. So Horner will get out to the 29-yard line. They'll move the chains, and that'll be enough for Canyon Lake. First down.
A little bit of defensive frustration. Hawks are going to have to keep their cool. But, you know, one out of the playbook from Beeville, Horner just does a spin move and gets another 12 yards.
He does. Good move by Jesse Horner. He's got to be up over 350 yards for 3 games already. This is going to be a dive play, and Beatrick gets tripped up by 4. That's Martinez, one of the players that goes both ways for the Trojans. He's a running back as well. We've called his name tonight with the ball. Pickup of a deuce. At least 2nd and 8. Well, I'll tell you, it gets a little testy when you get pounded on and pounded on. It gets kind of old, and tempers will flare at the end of any of these games that are played. Canyon Lake up to the line. This time it's going to be Horner again. Same play behind Toich, and Toich gives him a little room. He's tackled by 63, the nose guard. And Toich is going to roll his block all the way out against number 7. That's Forster.
I think Toich got a memo that said, hey, this guy's been back here visiting us way too often. And so he did a little trading places with him, and he drove him
it's
like a brand new Lincoln.
That's what slot T tackles and guards do, man. That's part of this offense that both teams run. But you're right. Hit a gain of about 5. It'd be third down and 3. The ball at about the 21-yard line. Canyon Lake up here. Here comes Rivali. Rivali takes the ball, and he's hit hard at the 20-yard line. He'll be short of the first down. It'll be 4th down. Coming up hard on the tackle. I'm not sure who that was. I believe that was number 28 again, Delabosque. He shut the door on Rivali.
Number 2 tackler on the team, and they are not going away quietly. They are going to lay the leather.
Oh, they just watched themselves score in 3 plays. They know this game is not out of their reach.
9:49 to play here in the game. Absolutely not. Big 4th down. On your feet, Hawk fans. Here comes up the line of scrimmage. Green, Rivali on the left side. It's going to be that play again, and here goes Horner. Jesse Horner scrapes across the 20, and he'll get down to about the 16-yard line. They'll move the chains, and that'll be enough for Canyon Lake. First down. And we're getting text messages from somebody named Coon Pop. Huh. They finally let him out of the asylum. That's nice to know. Out comes Toich, in comes Garcia.
Is he just out for the weekend?
He's a furlough program guy. 1st and 10 Canyon Lake at about the 16-yard line. Beatrick dive play. And Beatrick, he gets thrown forward for an extra 2 yards. And he'll get down to the 6-yard line. Tackled by number 5. And that's going to be Newsom. And they're going to mark him down right at the 6. Right up maybe the touch of the 7-yard line. It's going to be enough for Canyon Lake. First down.
So we start that off. We've got the line of scrimmage on the 12-yard line. We have 3 linemen in the end zone at the end of that play. I mean, They are literally pushing people backwards.
Here comes Canyon Lake, first and goal from the 7. Tight formation. It's going to be a dive play, and it's going to be Viatric, and he's going to get stood up. He'll breach the 5-yard line. Take your pick on the jailbreak. Tackle. And he'll make it inside the 4, forward progress. So it'll be second and goal from the 4. 8:20 to go here in the game. Canyon Lake knocking on the door. It'll be second down, as I said. But you're exactly right. Trojans know there's still a game to play here tonight. They've scored 2 touchdowns, and I said about 30, I was corrected, 43 seconds, their last 2 touchdowns. So it's a you pick 'em right now. May not seem like it, folks, but it is. Rivali in motion. It's going to be a dive play and a flag on the play.
There was some movement, I think.
Movement on the play for Canyon Lake, and you don't want to see that when you're second and goal from the 4. Now it's going to be second and goal from the 9. Coach Drum is none too happy as Will Moses and Green. Coach Drum walking out to about the 6-yard line for a little bit of what for. You know, I've talked to these athletes as well as we all have during these times, and you'll hear a lot of times a little scuttlebutt that defenses are calling snap counts down there. And it goes on either side, that's for sure. It's part of the game. Get away with it sometimes. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it does happen. Gives Canyon Lake a back up across to the 9, 11-yard, make it right at the 10. 5-yard penalty, stretched out is Green. Here comes the linebackers on a shooting gap. It's going to be a keeper. There goes McMullen. McMullen's looking for the corner of the end zone. He'll come up short, puts his shoulder down.
McMullen will get down to about the 3-yard line, however.
3rd down and 3 from the 3. 7:13 and counting here in the game. Here goes Canyon Lake lined up far side of the field from us. It's going to make McMullen for a pass. And overthrew Jeremy Green now. Let's see. 4th down. Well, I'll tell you what. He was open. McMullen zinged one right past Green. And this is a big 4th down.
He just put it too high. I mean, a little too much in front of him and too high. Gave him his receiver no chance.
Well, coach is going to go for the points. So if he takes that point, just a 3-score game. Dalton Stanley would come in for now. Dalton Stanley has plenty of leg. It's not a long field goal. This is an extra point basically, but he's offset to the right hash mark. So we'll see if this is a problem for Dalton Stanley for the 3-point attempt. Dalton Stanley kicks it, and it is good. Big score for Canyon Lake. What a kick by Stanley under pressure, 46-29.
You come away with points every time you touch the ball. That's a good recipe to win a game.
Hey, speaking of scores, we can get an update on some of the district scores down there, LJ.
Yeah.
He can when he gets a moment or two. Get a little looking, you know. You got to do that.
Well, Canyon Lake's 46-28, 6:59 to go here in the game.
So Lampasas is beating the stuffings out of Wimberley 43-14 at the end of the 3rd.
I think, folks, it just talks about what the powerhouse in the district is right at the moment.
So Lampasas is strumming the Texans.
Yeah, and of course, to put that in perspective, we all remember our game against the Bernie Greyhounds are beating the Burnett Bulldogs 30-7 with 2:15 left in the 4th.
Here comes the kickoff here. We'll get to that in just a second. Dalton Stanley lining it up. And he'll pooch one down there and get away from the speedsters. The ball will check up. And still on the ground, picked up by number 6. And he evades a few tacklers. Here comes number 60 with the smoke, along with number 53. I make that number 60, I'm sorry. What a tackle by Canyon Lake. We don't see him very much at all. And I think that's, well, you know, I don't have a number for him. He made tackles a while ago. We talked about him. He was on the updated roster. We're sorry we don't have that for you, but it'll be 1st down and 10. Go ahead, LJ.
So Giddings Buffaloes are putting it on the Taylor Ducks 46-12 with a minute left in the 4th quarter. And the Battling Billies of Fredericksburg are 39-6 over Gonzales Apaches.
Harper keeps it. Quarterback keeps right side. There's the speed of Harper, and he hits, spins, and moves forward. He'll get 9 yards. That'll be close to a first down. Let's see.
On stop number 9.
I think he'll be about a half yard short, and he is. And Harper with the wheels. In comes Garcia. Out goes number 42 for Canyon Lake, getting a rest. That's Hayden Baker. 6:25 to go in the game. Harper, Spicer, Martinez in the backfield. Backside trap to Spicer. He gets the ball, and he is tackled from behind. What a great defensive play by number 64. Again, he's having a heyday there. Kyle Herber. Darren, you talked about him a while ago.
Yeah, I mean, he's really come in and made a bit of a name for himself over the last couple of weeks. Coming in, spelling people on that defensive line, but when he gets in there, you just can't help but call his number over and over again.
Well, no gain on the play. I mean, you lost about a yard maybe. It'll be third down and, 1 or 2. Fumble on the play. They're scrambling for it on the ground. The quarterback picks it up. There's another fumble. Up in the air. Who's in any man's ball? Oh, it's all over the place. It's a calf scramble. Canyon Lake says they had it. The Trojans say they do. It's a dog pile.
Wow. There's a lot going on that play.
But the end result is the ball goes forward, right? So it will be a first down for the Trojans.
But good grief, there was everybody on the field touched football, first of all. The ball's fumbled at the snap. Quarterback gets it. He's hit by Anderson. Ball goes straight up in the air, and they recover for the first down.
It'll be first down, Trojans at the Canyon Lake 45-yard line. Harper rolls out, looks backside, looks downfield, has a man right in the middle. It's going to be Spicer. He gets nowhere. It's Brock Coburn, the other linebacker, coming in to help out with the duties. Makes the tackle. Good coverage. You're going to get a pass like that. There's not much you can do about it, but Coburn was there.
Now you can expect to see a lot of that smash route where they're going to go out 5 and curl, 5 and out, and they're just going to try to bust against the secondary and get 5 and 6 at a play.
Second down and 4. Ball at the 39-yard line of Canyon Lake. 4:49 to go in the game. In motion. Goes more. Harper rolls out to the left side. Has a man in his face. Has a man downfield. And nope. Oh, wait a minute now. Jeremy Green had his hands up. He didn't touch the runner. The receiver, I'm sorry.
Well, you had Jeremy Green on deep cover and Hunter Anderson coming over as a safety on that with no contact. I'm not really sure what they're throwing the flag on.
Well, the referee threw his hat. I didn't see him throw his flag the first time.
Well, there's multiple flags.
Yeah.
So he lost the flag, then he lost his hat. Looked like a laundry sale out there. I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, we won't get none of that profit on this one, I'm afraid. It most likely is going to go against, it's offsides on Canyon Lake.
Offsides called against defense.
And so we had an offsides on Canyon Lake and then a pass interference, legal use of hands on the Hawks, and
that's a tough call right
Oof. Well, not what we wanted on that.
Nope.
Well, that is indeed a tough call right there. I thought it was pretty well defended.
Yeah. And it'll be Dalton Stanley coming in. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Canyon Lake 24-yard line. 4:37 to go in the game. 46-28 is your score. And we'll line this one up all over again. Harper takes the ball, gives it to Spicer to the right side. He's got some room, and he is tackled. Nice tackle by Anderson, number 19, coming up from the safety position. Gain of only 2, 2nd and 8. Clock still rolling at 4:20 to go.
46-28.
The LeBlanc comes in with the play. And we're at 4 minutes in the game. Here comes the Trojans.
Bend, don't break, Hawks.
2nd down and 8. Kind of an eye set to the right side. Harper rolls out. It's going to be a pass play. Looks downfield. Has a man in his face. Throws it anyway. It's Spicer. And pass incomplete. No flag on the play this time. Dalton Stanley, the kicker, number 4, who I said plays defense, and on the play.
Coming in on that rover position, so they've got 2 rovers. This is their star package. They're bringing that in. They need him in the tackling position down on the goal line, but he does a great job of covering his guy just in. Safety coming over the top late to finish.
Anybody who can cover Spicer has done a good job. 3:50 to go. That stopped the clock here in the game.
You got to believe they see that mismatch, and they're going to probably try to go at that again.
Harper with the ball. He'll roll out to the left side, hand it off to Martinez. Out to the side. Number 3 on the carry. I'm sorry, it's not Martinez. That's number 3. That's Gonzalez. Hit and spin again. They're infamous for hitting and spinning when they get the ball. Those running backs have been, I guess they take after each other, or they've been taught that. It'll be the first and goal for the Trojans inside the Canyon Lake 7-yard line. Handoff Spicer, and he just waltzed in the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans. Well, I'll tell you what, that touchdown right there looked like Canyon Lake was a little winded. Good penetration by the offensive line of the Trojans. And that was just a big push as Washington lines up the extra point here. 3:35 to play in the game. Here's a snap a little low. The hold and the kick is up and right through the middle. It is good. So here at 3:35, it's an 11-point game. Canyon Lake up 46-35. Well, if you are Beeville, do you onside kick it hoping for the best?
I think you do. Your defense hasn't really been able to get the ball out of Canyon Lake's hands in the second half. So if Canyon Lake gets the ball, they stand a good chance of taking, quite a few minutes off that clock, and that's going to be to their detriment. I suspect we'll see an onside kick right here.
Well, Coach has got his hands team out on the 45-yard line. Coach Green counting his chickens down there. So we anticipate the onside kick, as does everybody else. It's great insight, though, Darren.
Yeah, it's good.
Darren's been working over here, and I'm
tough
on him.
Tough one for me to make right there.
Yeah.
Big projection right there.
He has been working his tail off trying to present this game. You just call it Captain Obvious.
Well, we're going to stop at Arby's on the way home.
You're going to stop somewhere, brother, because it's been a long night.
Yeah, it has been a long night. I wish I had a camera over here on Darren. He's been running around the deck of the Starship Enterprise, and he doesn't want to be the guy go down with, with the rest of the crew just to be killed off.
No, I want to be one of those lead character actors that makes it back to week number 4.
Scotty's good. Scotty always makes it back. Here comes an onside kick by the Trojans. The hands teams are up. Now here comes the bum rush by the orange squad. Which way they're going to kick it. And timeout has been called on Canyon Lake. They're going to rethink this as Washington lined up the ball. Coach Drum, he'll get his troops together and figure out a game plan. Still 3:35 in case you're wondering. It's an 11-point game. Now you understand how big that 3 points was a while ago. That Stanley hit from the right hash mark at about 22 yards out.
And that just goes back to why Drum kicked it and didn't go for it. He wanted those points. He needed those points to give that pad.
Yeah, that's strategery.
Or just good planning.
we can say strategery tonight in honor of George W.
Yeah, see.
We can.
Or we could say lock box. We'll go with strategery, folks.
Strategery.
It's an interesting way, an interesting place to take a timeout. Most people may be thinking, okay, why would you take a timeout on a kickoff? But you're waiting to see how they line up and try to figure out what your assignments are going to be. So now he went back out there, and everybody's got a job to do on this front line, and they know exactly what that is based on their alignment.
Here comes the onside kick by Washington. Oh, they touched it before. Yep. They touched it. They touched the ball. They touched the ball, though. Yeah. The Trojans' offense or defense or whatever you want to call them touched the ball before it got 50 yards.
15. 10?
10.
Yeah. It was certainly before 50.
Well, I was looking over here and at the 45.
The 50.
At the 50.
Yeah, I got you.
So before it got to the 50, they touched it.
I read your mind, man. I read your mind.
Well, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hawks at the 51-yard line.
That's an excellent.
Nobody got that one. I threw that one. There is no such thing as a 51-yard line for people out there just watching him from Tanzania.
Just trying to be, trying to be the anchor man.
Yeah, that ESPN will never work. 1st and 10, Canyon Lake at the 48-yard line of the Trojans. 3:34 to play in the game. Canyon Lake has just got to get a few first downs and hold on to the football. Carn split out wide to the numbers here in front of us. Canyon Lake, it's going to be a dive play, more the same, right up the middle, and the pile goes forward, as does Viatric, right behind Schultz and Garcia. Throw in a number 62 of Atenzio, and they'll pick up about 6 yards maybe.
Well,
you've
also had Freddie Santiago out there, like number 65.
Yeah,
he's played
he was
quite a bit tonight. In this
he did come in, and it was a good block. He's playing guard. So 3 minutes to go in the game, 46-35. Coach is going to bleed this one out all the way. Each team has, it says, 3 timeouts. I don't know if that's accurate. It can't be because I know Coach Drum called one.
Yep.
And I know they've called one. Here comes the backside trap. Here comes Horner. Horner on the outside. Horner had the first down, and now he goes backwards about 2 yards. He had the first down. Horner doing the dance, and I'm telling you what, he is hearing it from Coach Moses.
You don't go backwards. I think Moses said, something like that.
Well, I think he was thinking about the clock. I honestly do. He got over towards the sidelines and then stopped as if it's like, oh, no, I got to stay inbounds and went backwards.
No, absolutely. I think
what in the wide, wild world of sports is going on here?
Well,
3rd down and 1 is the result.
Exactly. With a timeout.
Trojans call a timeout, 2:35 to play here in the game on a beautiful night for football here in the state.
I believe that leaves them with 1, doesn't it, Corey?
I think so. I want to thank everybody for watching out there. We greatly appreciate your viewing us out there. You can get a hold of Canyon Lake Broadcasting. Watch us on the YouTube channel as you're watching now. Follow us on Facebook, Canyon Lake Broadcasting, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also go to the Booster Club, their website, right?
No. Let's not count on the Booster Club website. We don't have a website.
Well,
we have a Facebook
page.
Yes, we have a Facebook page, and every once in a while I'll tweet.
Well, the Boosters do need your support, so we do encourage you to go to that Facebook page, maybe sign up, join the Boosters.
3rd down and 1. And a quick snap, and Canyon Lake right up the middle up to the 35-yard line. I think they caught everybody off guard with that one.
And Derek Viatri just slams ahead.
They'll get to the 35-yard line. They'll move the chains. And that'll be enough for Canyon Lake. First down.
Not a fancy call, 2:34, but they went on quick, and that was a great way to do that. Just go up to the line of scrimmage and take off.
Out. 2 minutes to go in the game. 1st and 10, Canyon Lake. Viatric right side's got some room out to the 25-yard line. He'll break it across there down to about the 23. They'll move the chains, and that'll be a Canyon Lake first down.
First down for the Hawks.
1:53 to go.
One of the things that you're starting to see Beeville do is really tug on that ball. They're trying to strip the ball. They're trying to create something out there. You're telling your running backs right now, if you have to, go to the ground.
Right.
Keep the clock rolling, go to the ground, keep the ball in our possession.
Max Palmer comes in with the play. We hadn't seen him all night. 1:30 to go. First down. Vervalli takes the ball. He's got a room. He cuts it back. Flag on the play. Multiple flags on the play. as Rivali clears the 15. They'll bring this one back as it's being thrown. The flags in the backfield of Canyon Lake. But it did chew up some time on the clock, 1:23 on the board.
Well, it's really decision time right here. You take the penalty and you're going to put them back. Yes, you are, but you're going to give them a whole nother down, which you really don't want them to have at this point.
This is true. Well, if you're far away out there listening to tonight's game or watching tonight's game, give us a text just to let me know where you're from. Text us right now at 210-246-3345, 210-246-3345. Give me your name and where you're from. We'd like to know.
And if you don't like it, just please don't text at all.
Yeah, you don't have to. You know, there's that way of looking at it.
I got to say, Darren, that was a brilliant observation. That was an excellent observation. Now, they took the penalty. They gave him another down. We got 1:06 left. You got to believe that we're going to chew this off.
There goes the timeout. Timeout called by Canyon Lake with 1:03. 46-35 remains on the board. Well, I'll tell you, the last time we did a game in the outdoors like this, it was in Taylor. 2017, it was the district title game. We beat Taylor very handily, I might add, on their home field. It was the 100th year of that field. It was the last game they were playing on that field, and Canyon Lake took it to them in a clinic. Big night as we went on to go to by district and win that against Gatesville. Went on to area and beat Pleasanton. Then we went on against La Vega and lost in the semiquarters, and they went on to go to state semifinals as well. It was a good year for Canyon Lake.
Cold, I believe, yes.
We had a little rain,
yeah,
drizzle,
it was a little
rain,
wet, a little cold.
Rain, but I brought the tarp.
I'm not even sure Elmer Fudd would go hunting in that weather.
Me and Darren bared it all. Darren and I. What did it? 1:03. Here comes Canyon Lake. It's going to be Horner. And Horner takes the ball, and he's brought down by number 5. Well, for the stats, look for us on Facebook, and we'll post the stats as well. Canyon Lake Broadcasting on Facebook page. And Hilltop Newspaper will also have the stats up tomorrow morning. 40 seconds to go in the game. And it's going to be a matter of snapping the ball one more time, and that's going to be all she wrote.
I got a shout-out from Gilmer, Texas.
Gilmer, East Texas. Yep, Gilmer,
the
Texas.
Family watching from Gilmer.
All the way in Gilmer, out there by Mount Pleasant.
That's right. Gilmer having some success on the football field in years past.
Yep, absolutely. Here is the victory formation for Canyon Lake. It'll be one snap and done. And that'll be the end of the ball game. Canyon Lake will come into Beeville and beat the Trojans at their own game, 46-35. And Canyon Lake will go to 2-2, and the Trojans will go to 1-2. And that's it. It's a final game. Well, we're going to take a brief message. This is Canyon Lake Broadcasting, and we are the voice of the Hawks.
Hey Hawk fans, this is Faith with Elite Water Rentals. Summer may be winding down, but one thing's for sure. It's still hot in Texas, so come rent a pontoon or jet ski from us. We're open 7 days a week, and your safety and satisfaction is our top priority. Beat the summer heat. Call 210-347-3436 to reserve your time. That's 210-347-3436, or visit us on Facebook, Elite Water Rentals. Go Hawks!
Whether you're needing assistance with your mortgage to buy your home, buy a vacation home or rental property, refinance or take the equity out of your home to pay off high-interest credit card debt or other financial needs, call Mike Horner at Gold Financial Services, your local mortgage lender. Whether you have great credit or have had an issue or life situations that have affected your credit, he is there for you. Call him today at 210-240-6196. Mike Horner at Gold Financial Services, NMLS, number 234487, Equal Opportunity Lender. Gold Financial Services is a division of AMCAP Mortgages LTD, NMLS number 129122.
We are Brookshire Brothers. Selling groceries and growing communities since 1921. Giving back is how we celebrate. Your family, your town, your future. Come celebrate with us. Brookshire Brothers.
Hey, Hog fans! Did you know that not only is Hog Country a fantastic place to live, but Comal County and surrounding areas are amongst the fastest growing areas in the entire country? If you or someone you know is considering buying or selling any type of real estate, call your Hog Strong Realtor, Steve Crisp. Steve has lived here for over 20 years and is very knowledgeable about the current real estate market here in Hog Country. Steve is a realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Don Johnson Company, located right here in Canyon Lake, home of the Mighty Hogs. Whether you're interested in selling or buying, let Steve go to work for you, furnishing all the information needed to make an educated real estate transaction. Due to the strong real estate market, our property here in Hog Country has and continues to appreciate in value. If you own real estate and would like a no-obligation market analysis on the current value of your property, give Steve a call at 830-832-0257. That's 830-832-0257. Go Hawks!
And we are back to final score here in Beeville. Canyon Lake 46 and the Trojans 35. In a good game for Canyon Lake as they rolled up a lot of yards for the offense. And hats off again to that offensive line. They've earned their keep again as Canyon Lake goes to 2-1. And it's got to be turning a little bit some heads there across the 4A jargon rooms, as they say, as they took on a very good team at home and came away with a victory. Good calls by the coaches and execution by the team.
Well, quite a bit of yardage. Excellent execution, especially on the line, both offensive and defensive line. You know, there's a few things that they've got to work on, and that's the good news, is that we've still got a lot of football left, and we get the ability to go work on it. But tackling in space, they got behind us a little bit for the first time. A couple of big plays, but it was only the big plays that we gave up. We did an exceptional job on both sides of the ball technically.
Absolutely. This game and the LaGrange game and the Wembley game, what I saw, Darren, was that initially we've taken these punches. We've held the punches. We've taken them, then come back and just maintained.
Absolutely. And you talk about giving up 35 points to this team, but this team has got some great athletes, especially in the skill positions. Now, Canyon Lake just grinded them down throughout the course of this game, and that really is a testament, as you said, Corey, to that offensive line, that stable of backs staying fresh and having really the depth, right? The depth to hold off that surge in the late here in the fourth quarter.
Because Beeville came all night. I mean, the final score is 11-point spread on this, and it could have been a lot closer. But to Trojans, to their accolades for the Trojans, they never quit. They scored a couple of touchdowns within 43 seconds, and you just knew they were gunning for an upset here late in the fourth quarter, which they almost pulled off.
Well, they absolutely did. But it was a great game by Canyon Lake, a third game of the season. They go to 2-1, acquitted quite well in these games. We knew this would be a tough matchup. We circled it, when they did it, they put it on the schedule. This is going to be a tough one, and it doesn't get any easier. We go to Jordan next, but absolutely good outing by the Canyon Lake Hawks.
Final there, LJ.
Well, the thing that I really enjoy about this is the competitiveness. I mean, they've got a bunch of young kids on this team. This team, does not have a lot of seniors that are out there, leading the charge. But the seniors that they have leading are doing an exceptional job. But the young kids are stepping up. They're learning. They're taking their licks. They're learning how to compete. And it's just a solid performance. Every time we think, okay, this guy's hurt, he's tired, he had to come out for a little bit, we got somebody right behind him that can compete just as effectively.
A lot of horses in the stables, as they say, for Canyon Lake, and it produces another win for the Hawks on the road. We'll be on the road next week at Georgetown again. Kickoff time will be at 7:30. We'll have a pregame show. Stay tuned to Facebook, Canyon Lake Broadcasting, or the YouTube channel. You can follow us on Instagram as well, and we'll get a tweet out there to you. Be careful, and good luck for everybody listening to us tonight. And LJ, you got one more thing?
I do. This is a Booster Club announcement, public service announcement. We have a Booster Club meeting every third Wednesday. This is our third Wednesday at 6:30. It'll be in the library at the high school. We encourage y'all to come out. We don't just support football. We support all sports. And so if your kid plays tennis or you just want to be there to understand what's going on with Canyon Lake Athletics, please come
right.
join us and know what we're doing. We're doing a lot of great things in a really terrible and tough time. And I'm really proud of our board, and I'm proud of our booster club, and hope y'all can come join us.
It's your booster club. Come to the meetings and join in with the help and sponsorships and just being in high school sports. If you're tired of pro sports, it's high school sports is where it's at. So this is Canyon Lake Broadcasting signing off. We appreciate everybody out there. Keep your lights on when you're driving at night. Good night and God bless. You know, some people have caught with their lights off.